So let's continue in our second class of CA Intermediate, paper number 4, that is taxation. And under taxation, we are going to do 60 marks of direct tax. We started yesterday, and what are the things that we have done so far? First, I gave you an entire introduction about what is the subject matter, what is taxation, how intermediate works, how an exemption works. Study material के बारे में भी बताया. The only difference between the study material का data about what you guys saw on that YouTube video and class was that study material and this study material is far different. That study material contained 250 questions. This study material contains more than 530 questions. All RTPs, all mock test papers, recent exam paper, full study. ICAI के पूरे study material में एक भी illustration or question you will not find which is not there. So you don't have to touch any other book. उसके बाद we started studying our actual subject, taxation. We have finished about understanding what is tax. Why government will levy tax? Why? Because it is the government. Nahin? Why? And who gave that authority? Constitution of India gave that authority. And we also understood the difference between direct tax and indirect tax. Uske baad mein we started studying Income Tax Act. Income Tax Act is the only law in direct tax that you have to study. Unlike, your law syllabus, you have to study Companies Act, Contract Act, and what not. There may be many more as of now in your portion, maybe even in foundation. But in direct tax, inter as well as final, there is only one act that you have to study. Income Tax Act enacted in the year 1961. Like every act, this act will also be divided into sections, small parts called sections. Barabar hai? Okay. So, section 1 is title and commencement. You don't learn that section 1 in any law ever. In which date it came into force? Right now it is in force. Why are you interested when it came into force? Till the time you know the year of enactment, that is 1961. Second is section 2, definitions. Always in all the laws. Definitions, we can't sit and learn section 2 at one go. Chapter by chapter we will see which definition is required for this chapter. Accordingly we will learn the definition. Right now we are not required to learn that. Section 3 is previous year, but when we will learn section 4, in section 4 automatically previous year, assessment year both will be taught. So that part will be taken care of. So we started with the main charging section of income tax law, that section which makes people pay income tax. If you have income, you are liable to pay tax. That section is called charging section. If we are ever asked which is that section which resulted in income tax being imposed on people, that section is the charging section, section 4, and you will have to speak that with me. I'll speak half line, you complete the line. For example, what is payable? Tax. Income tax. We are talking about charging section of income tax, so we'll talk about income tax. What is payable? Income tax. By whom? By, according to section 4 bolna hai aapko. By every person. When? In the assessment year. But only if you earn income. And when do you earn income? Previous year. So the year in which you earn the income will be called your previous year, and the year in which you will calculate and pay your tax will be called your assessment year. I told you that the order of learning will be, first we will learn the meaning of person, then we will go to meaning of previous year and assessment year. So there are total 5 lines, 5 means 3 will get over today. And then we have to go and learn calculation of net taxable total income, and we have to learn calculation of tax liability. If you remember the chapter wise breakup that I gave you, do you remember this chapter wise breakup? This is our syllabus. In the basic, whatever we are studying now is basic concepts. Okay. In the basic concept ka chapter, we are going to be taught meaning of person, previous year, assessment year. Thereafter, we will go and learn a chapter called residential status. I told you little about it. Little matlab kitna? Foreign ka people coming and earning in India, and India ka people going and earning outside. देखो, India का person earning in India has to pay tax, and foreign का person earning in foreign does not have to pay tax. I don't have to explain that to you, but I have to explain the other two situations where foreign का person is earning in India and India का person is earning outside India. That is discussed and taught in the chapter residential status and scope of income. Once we know that, then we will start calculating our income. Our total income will be divided in 2 parts: income which is taxable, income which is not taxable. Come on, tell me, what is income which is not taxable called? Legal name? Exempt income. Exempt income is that income on which you are not supposed to pay tax. Correct? So we will be learning a chapter called exempt income, those incomes on which we don't have to pay tax. That is also important because in the total you have to minus that. Then we go and learn incomes which are taxable, which are divided in, we call them categories if you all are newcomers, but legally, technically and professionally, after yesterday, you should always call them the 5 heads of income. The 5 heads means the 5 categories in which taxable income is divided. One by one we will learn. There is a chapter on each one of them. These 5 are not just heads, they are our chapters. Salary, house, property, business, profession, capital gain, other sources. And business, profession, capital gains together come for about 25 marks in CA final also. Business profession is to fix question number 2 of CA final direct tax paper is business profession only. Fixed question, business profession. Okay. After the 5 heads of income, we have not arrived at our net income that we can calculate tax. Mitro, we have not arrived at our gross income also. Yes. Gross income bhi baad mein aayega. Before gross income also there are 2 more things that you have to learn. One, clubbing, where one person will pay tax on income of other person. Second, set off, when one profit, one loss, can you adjust before offering to tax? We have to learn. Okay. Wo hua gross income. Then we are eligible for some deductions. Finally, after so many chapters, you will reach net income. And then only after you learn income, obviously, I can teach you how to calculate tax. That way, we always have an option. Okay, assume karo my income is 10 lakh rupees. And I give you the tax rates. And I teach you the calculation of tax. Once upon a time, we used to do it like this only. Okay, what happens is, 10 lakh diya, I give you the rates. Itna, this is the rate. So people get answers on their calculator. Well, wow, my answer is matching with the suggested answer. They start getting confidence. So we used to do tax rates first, before actually starting income. So that there is some confidence building. Once upon a time, it was possible. But since auntie has become finance minister, you know who is the finance minister of the country? Auntie. Tumhi tai pan manu shakta. She has made life miserable for chartered accountants, tax professors. Every day there is some amendment. Every day she is changing the law. If the law is changing, you have to learn. And if you have to learn, who is going to teach you? First, I have to learn. And the kind of amendment she is making. Yesterday she'll bring an amendment. That amendment will be illogical, absurd, nonsense, vayat. Very next year she'll change it again. Budget after budget she is changing it. Hardcore fans don't get offended, but that is the truth. Disclaimer then. We have to care for our own life, no? So disclaimer bhi dena. You understand? So, what she has done is, tax calculation ke liye she has introduced 2 regimes. One, that traditional system on the basis of which we used to calculate tax in so many years, even before I was a student, which is something that we used to teach starting. Pehle tax rates learn kar lo. Income to kya? It is going to go on and on and on and on and on. Income will never get over. We will get over. It will not get over. तो करते रहेंगे. Assume that the taxable income is 10 lakh, calculate tax. Rates I used to give at the beginning. So what used to happen in our charging section? Person done previous year assessment done in the basic concept chapter, and tax rates I used to give here itself. Then I used to tell, Mitro, 5 lines, 4 are over in 2 lectures, and that 5th line we used to keep on learning. Jab tak khatam nahi hota, learn karte raho. Net taxable total income, ever ending. But students used to get that confidence, that ek bar income calculate ho gaya na, I know everything. I know how to calculate tax. Unfortunately, auntie has now introduced something called the, none of you are direct entry students, no, by any chance? No? All are foundation wala students. Auntie has introduced something called, I am again and again referring her to as auntie. You can call her Tai, I have got absolutely no objection. She has introduced something called a new taxation regime. When we calculate our income, do we take some of these deductions? Okay. That is how we arrive at our taxable income, and on this taxable income we calculate our tax. Auntie is saying people are pressurizing me to reduce the tax rates. Tax rate ko kam karo, kam karo, kam karo. I am ready to do that. But you cannot take double advantage. On one hand, you are taking these deductions. So already you are reducing your taxable income. And if income is reduced, automatically tax is going to get reduced. Already you're reducing your income. And on the other hand, you want me to further reduce the tax rates? I'll not do that. I will not do that. She says, I am willing to reduce rates of tax and give you new rates. The rates here will be lower than the rates in the old regime. But on the condition that you don't take these deductions. Surrender these deductions. So do you understand? Without taking deductions, effectively this will be your taxable income. That means the amount on which we levy tax will be higher and rate will be lower. Chalo, we said, wo bhi theek hai. In fact, good. One chapter less to teach. One chapter less to learn. Good. Bad. That is why I say she has made life miserable. Means, take deductions and calculate tax as per these rates, which are higher, but you have taken deduction. Then forego your deductions, matlab don't take your deductions and calculate tax as per these rates. The rates are lower, but the income is higher. So you'll get one tax liability as per this provision, one as per this. Obviously, you don't have to pay both. You have to pay any one of them. And listen, when I say that you have an option, that means you can choose any one of them. So obviously we will choose higher, no? Because CAs are partners in nation building. नहीं, I am asking you. मैं पूछ रहा आपसे. हम लोगों है ना, वो है ना, वो मोटो CAs are partners in nation building, something like that. हाँ, ठीक है. हाँ, बोलने के लिए अच्छा है. But at the end of the day, we will be treated as a good CA only if we are able to reduce the tax liability. So obviously we will pay whichever is lower. Mitro, you'll have to calculate both. How will you know which is lower without calculating both? Life is so miserable now. Every question of tax calculation, you have to calculate tax twice. Ek ka double Anuradha. You have to calculate tax twice. Every question. That is the problem. Abhi, if I give you tax rates, these tax rates, no, it is very easy to understand. Kyunki sir, income assume calculated. We have to learn lot of chapters only on calculation of income. 5 adds clubbing set of deductions. 8 plus exempt income 9. So we assume that income is calculated. 1 lakh, 5 lakh, 10 lakh, 50 lakh, 1 crore, 10 crore, 100 crore. Alag figure leke apply the rates. This is very easy. But when we come here, they say following deductions you have to leave. Some are deductions in chapter 6a, which is your this chapter. Deductions. There are some deductions which you get when you calculate these individual incomes. In this income also you get deduction. To give you an example, if I am doing business, I do sales of 25 lakhs. That's my inflow. But in order to do that sale, I have to spend, I have to purchase. Now how can I sell without purchase? If I am a manufacturer, then I will purchase raw material. I will have my manufacturing overhead expenses. And if I am a trader, I still have purchase expenses. I'll have my office expenses. So 25 lakhs ke sales ke against, is it possible I have 15 lakh ka expenses also? Yes. We pay tax on our profits. Income tax will always tax you on net income, your net profit. Income tax is never levied on your turnover or your sales. That is GST. GST is levied directly on your sales. Income tax is levied on profits. Because that is your income. It is income, not sales tax. It is income tax. You understand what I am saying? So there will be some deductions that you will get specifically against your salary income. Some deductions specifically against your house property, PGBP, something against capital gain, something against IFOS. In the individual heads also there are some deductions which you will get only in the old regime and you will not get in the new regime. These deductions to theek hai. Individual head ka also deductions have to be foregone. I can't tell you that you will not get deduction of salary, you will not get house property ka deduction, you will not. Sir, हमको ये chapter मालूम ही नहीं, how will we understand which deduction you are talking about? Which is why now we have changed the system of running the batch. We don't do only tax rates. The full income calculation I will teach you with deductions. You know all the 9 chapters of income calculation. Now let's calculate tax. If I take deductions, how we will calculate? If I don't take deductions, how we will calculate? So in effect, tax calculation, tax rates will happen at the end after we complete our income calculation. Is that clear? So, वैसे भी exam में you have to calculate income first. Then only you will calculate tax. Okay? So, that is one thing. But not in writing, not in explanation. I am not teaching you. I am just roughly telling you what is the taxation system in our country. Only for idea purposes. Okay? No need to write it anywhere. No need to learn it right now. When will we do it in proper writing? When we learn tax rates. I'm just giving you a rough idea that India follows a concept called slab rates. Don't write this anywhere. I am just giving a rough 10-minute idea about how tax is calculated in India. सबसे पहले तो you will calculate your net income. No? Let's take an example. 15 lakhs. Modi ji's favorite figure. Let's take this example. 15. Or shall I take Totla Tiwari figure? नहीं माहिती तोतला तिवारी. You don't know Totla Tiwari. You are missing something in life, and you are missing something very badly in life. Stay back after class for 3 hours. Start से लगाकर end, first scene से लगाकर last scene तक, every dialogue in order, in chronological order I will tell you. Totla Tiwari फिर हेरा फेरी. हाँ, तोच आपला. हाँ. Whatever be your income का figure. At the end of the day, we are assuming that we know the tax rates. We are learning how to calculate tax. I am not actually teaching you. You don't write, don't even learn. Just see what is happening. Slab rates ka matlab, we are not going to have one particular rate of tax. We will take your total income, 0 to 15 lakh. And this total income will be divided in parts called slabs. The first 2 lakh 50 income, no tax at all. This is also known as basic exemption. What is the idea? We want to take tax from people on the basis of their tax paying capacity. Means, as and when your income increases, your tax liability should increase. Is that what you think? No. क्योंकि supposingly I keep any one rate of tax, say 5%. इसके अंदर भी as and when your income will increase, your tax will increase or no? That is not slab rate. As and when your income increases, the rate at which you pay tax will also increase. So first 2 lakh 50 pe we will not take any tax from you, also known as basic exemption. You are earning 2 lakh 50, net income is calculated for the entire year. You don't pay tax every day. The 1st April ko financial year has started. Full day I work hard, I earn money. Evening में घर पे जाने के पहले go to income tax office, बोला ठक ठक ले आज का tax. 2nd April को give आज का tax. Income tax department is not a daily wage worker. You calculate income for the full year and pay tax for the full year. Any person who is earning only 2,50,000 during the year is roughly 20,000 per month, a little over 20,000. Poor guy, you run your family, we will run the country. Note, logic बता रहा हूँ, logic. And the difference between this classroom and any other classroom of the country, you guys and any other student of the country, should be that other students of this country will know what is the law. You will know what is the law and you will also know why. क्यों? Logic. The reason behind the legal provision. आप तो बिल्कुल राइमिंग बोल दिए भैया जी. The reason behind the provision. You will know that. Okay? So logic. Poor guy, 20,000, you take care of your family. We will take care of the country. Then when you earn income between 2,50,000 to 5 lakh, that means can I say 2,50,000 more. On this much portion you pay tax at 5%. Wait, only on this much portion. So supposingly my income is 4 lakh. Any amount can be my income, no? 4 lakh. Is 5% attracted to me? Attracted on me? Yes, it is. But will it be 4 lakh ka 5%? No. First 250, always no tax. That is why we call it basic exemption. Next 250. But in my case 4 lakh hai to sirf 150. And if someone has full 5 lakh tak, then we take full 250. Only on that much we will apply 5%. 5 lakh per annum means roughly about 40,000, little over 40,000 per month. Little contribution you can make to the country. Okay. Now once you cross 5 lakh, supposingly annual income 8 lakh rupees. Ultimately NTTI is total income for the year, no? So annual income 8 lakh rupees. Possible? Hey, tum log thoda bahar aao na, because then I am not able to see you guys. And if I am talking hiding behind a camera and you are not able to see me, then also the communication will be a little less effective. Where was I? 8 lakh. Example. That means you are earning good enough that you can contribute more towards nation building. You pay tax at 20% on the income in this slab, on this bracket. This bracket, we call it a slab. 8 lakh hai, so 20% will come. But will it be 8 lakh ka 20? Now, how will you do it? First 2,50,000, basic exemption. Next 2,50,000. Next, we could have taken up to 5, but in my case it is only 3. So on that 3 we will apply 20. Agar exact 10 bhi hota to 5 lakh ke upar we will apply 20%. And the balance. What is the balance? If 15 ka example we have taken, what is the balance? After 10 lakh, you will pay tax at 30%. So supposingly I earn 12 lakhs per annum. I am below basic exemption. It is only an example. Supposingly I earn 12 lakhs per annum. Have I invited the 30% ka bracket? Will it be 12 ka 30%? No. 2 ka. So this is called slabs. Your total income will be divided into small. Kya? Slabs. Small parts. To put it in perspective, even if it is Mukesh Bhai, the owner of India, his first 2,50,000 will not be taxable. 0%. Will be taxable, but at a rate of 0%. So will not have any tax liability. We wonder whether it makes any difference to him, because 2,50,000 will be the pocket money of his son. Per minute? Per day. It may not make any difference to him, but the fact remains that first 250 you don't have to pay. This was only to give you an idea about tax calculation. Have I taught you tax calculation? No, because you may talk to some chartered accountants. Now that you have started studying taxation, people who are chartered accountants, you are interacting with them. Some seniors, maybe in your, you are not going to office, articleship has not started, lekin in your housing society or in your relatives, tune tax padna chalu kiya? Ha. And then you will proudly say, you know, 2,50,000 tak tax nahi lagta. And you are right. But this is half knowledge. Worse than no knowledge. Because if in our country a person becomes a senior citizen, so this basic exemption changes from 250 to 3 lakh. First 3 lakh pe no tax hai senior citizen. Ijjat. Senior citizen, no. Ijjat. Respect. If a person is 80 years, super senior bolte, very senior, super senior, so first 5 lakh pe there is no tax. Then we follow slabs. Or ye bhi rates which I gave you, these are old regime ka rates. New mein again the rules are different. 250 tak no tax, then 5%, then in new regime we have 10%, 15%, 20%, 25%, and multiple rates we have. Where will we learn all these rates? After we finish computation of income, where we can find out which deductions are allowed in old regime and not allowed in new regime. Accordingly, what are the two income figures? And then at that point of time, we will apply the respective rates. Before that, we are not learning tax rates. This was only to give you an idea about how India levies tax on people who are earning income. Only to give you an idea. Okay. Why I gave you this idea, sir? Ultimately, nahi karna tha. So then you could have done it later only, no? Why you are doing it now? In between, when we will do some of these chapters, say for example, we are doing capital gains. We are doing a chapter called income from other sources. So our income tax law has also prescribed something called special rates of tax. These are the normal rates as per old regime. There will be similar normal rates as per new regime. But there are some incomes which are not taxed at these rates. So what you do is, take your net taxable total income and divide it into normal income and special income. On the normal income, you will apply these rates. But on the special income, you will apply the special rates. To give you an example de raha hu, only an example. I am not teaching you. I am not making you write or learn. I am just giving you rough idea about our syllabus, because little rough idea you need to have before learning everything in proper detail. I am just giving you rough idea. If you have earned any income called casual winning, sir, ye kya hota hai? When you are doing activities like betting, gambling, you all do all this? Diwali, Satam Atham, Rammi, no? Teen Patti? Huh? When? Used to तो ऐसा बोलता जैसे you are 60 years old and बचपन में you used to 50 पैसा तो 100 rupees. You won or lost? Won? That casual winning will be taxable at 30%. Even if it is 1 rupee. If you win, winning पे ना, casual losing पे थोड़ी tax है. It is income tax, not loss tax. Obviously, if you win, and that income is declared. लॉकडाउन में हमारे हाउसिंग सोसाइटी में फर्स्ट 1.5 month मुंबई वॉज द स्ट्रिक्टेस्ट लॉकडाउन अक्रॉस द कंट्री. फर्स्ट 1.5 month तो अवर सोसाइटी डिड नॉट अलाउ आउटसाइडर्स. दैट इज ओके बिकॉज मोस्ट सोसाइटीज डिड. दे डिड नॉट लेट अस ऑल्सो गो आउट. मतलब इफ यू आर वर्किंग इन इमरजेंसी सर्विसेज, लाइक इफ यू आर अ डॉक्टर और अ बैंकर वेयर गवर्नमेंट हैज परमिटेड यू, तो एवरी डे यू हैव टू अप्रोच वन ऑफ द कमिटी मेंबर्स. ही विल साइन फॉर यू and you show it to the watchman, then only he will let you go. So everyone is inside the society. There was a WhatsApp group. You just have to say in after lunch. And in 15 minutes, the flat number will be given to you. And go there with your cash. Win, come back. No one has declared that income anywhere to income tax. Where is the question of tax? We are talking about a casual winning where you place a bet and legally you are paid that bet. You go and win a game show. That is also casual winning without hard work. That income will be taxable at 30. Supposingly you have 1 lakh salary income. So, below 250, no tax. Basic exemption. But if you have 1 lakh betting income, 30%. Direct 30. Listen to my next line. No basic exemption, no slabs. No basic exemption, no slabs. These are incomes taxable at special rates. I just gave you one example, casual winning. Okay? Just to give you an idea that tax calculation in our country happens, ek to after income calculation. But how does it happen? Hoga kya? Tax rates we have decided to push after end of income. But while doing these income wala chapters, somewhere I will tell you, IFOS mein there is casual winning, taxable at special rate. Or I will tell you there is an income called long-term capital gains. It is not taxable at normal rate, it is taxable at a special rate. If you are earning income on stock market by selling securities, it can be short-term capital gain or long-term capital gain. These incomes are not taxed at the rates here. No. They will not be taxed here. They will be taxed at अभी मैं कैपिटल गेन करते करते आई विल टेल यू दिस इज स्पेशल रेट वाला इनकम, एंड यू आर लाइक कि सर नॉर्मल तो बताओ पहले. You don't know normal rates, no? So I had to give you some idea, okay? So that you are not completely and totally blank. Sir, क्या चल रहा है? What is normal? What is special? I don't know anything. Things will happen one at a time. We can learn income, then only we can go to tax. In tax, we will run old regime, then we will go to new regime. But during learning of income, some special wala incomes will come. So at that time, I will tell you. Remember, मैंने आपको बोला था that there are most incomes are taxable at normal rates, but some incomes are taxable at special rates. This is one such income. I'll tell you that in capital gains. Casual winnings is a special rate wala income. I'll tell you that in income from other sources. I'll keep on telling you that as and when the chapters come. But tax rates we will do after we finish computation of income. You're getting an idea of what I'm talking? Chaliye, very good. So with this, we are clear in our mind that we have to learn 5 things. Can you tell me in what order we will learn? And do you even know which 5 things I'm talking about? First, meaning of person. Because who has to pay tax? Every person. Okay. Then, previous year assessment year we will learn together. And then, entity I and tax on entity I. Correct? Very good. So, charging section says, income tax is payable by every person. Ladies and gentlemen, time has come to learn the meaning of person. Section 2, clause 31. Section 2 definitions. Did I tell you that chapters में जैसे जैसे progress करेंगे वैसे वैसे chapter specific definition will be taught to you. Right now we are in the basic concepts वाला chapter. We are learning the meaning of person. तो person का definition is given in 231. Listen carefully. क्या देख रहे हो? My photo? I'm very handsome. जो results वाला pages है ना in the textbook, those are old photos. Latest photo is the cover page वाला photo. तो सबसे अच्छा उसमें ही लग रहा है ना. Focus on the explanation part. मैंने क्या बोला है? Writing part you can do, running notes अगर क्लास में साथ में I'm writing and teaching. Those who want to do can do it if your concentration in class is not affected, then only. Okay? And if you are able to understand everything, you don't have to write anything. First thing. Secondly, we don't need the textbook. Textbook is given to you. Enjoy karo. Pura content is given to you. Enjoy karo. Income Tax Act है ना, Income Tax Act. First section to last section. Control C. Control. Computer चला है कि नहीं तो? Then it came here. And Control V. Books are not required. Books will be required. When I'll tell you? When we do questions in class. First chapter में there is no question. These are only basic concepts, definitions. Person का, previous year का, assessment year. There cannot be any question on calculate this or calculate that without knowing anything. एक time पे होता था, before new regime was announced, first chapter में I used to do tax rates. So we used to do tax calculation in the first chapter. आप समझ रहे हो क्या? But now we are not going to do that. We need textbooks only when we do questions. Otherwise we don't need textbooks. ठीक है? और बाकी क्लास के अंदर if you want to take down any notes, I have got no problem. I told you there are multiple options. Either you take it down simultaneously as I am teaching, or you take down photocopy from someone who is taking, और ये PDF में convert होता है. अभी yesterday ऐसा कोई content wise we had not done anything so great that I had to actually give you the PDF. In other cases, you can, if you want, stay back after class, convert it to PDF and take it with yourself on a daily basis also. I have got no problem. I'll wait for 5 minutes. Does not make any difference. Okay. I am teaching since 7 o'clock in the morning. So after your lecture, I don't keep any lecture. So if I reach 5-10 minutes late at home, it is okay. Absolutely okay. ठीक है? तो person का definition? Shall we? Yes. Income tax is payable by every person. Section 2, clause 31. देखो, I can just start and give you the definition of person. But I still want to tell you one more thing for your knowledge. Very important. Whenever we learn any section, for example, we learn section 32, something like this. or we learn section 80 CCD 1, something like this. The number which we write in bracket is called subsection. Various parts in a section are referred to as subsection. But in section 2 and section 10, these two sections, we don't call them subsection, we call them clause. Reason. If there is one section, say 80 CCD, okay, uske andar there are subsections. Subsection 1, subsection 2, subsection 3, they are all related with each other and giving you something about this section 80 CCD. Okay. But in section 2, supposingly you have 27, 231, 247, this is only a list of definitions. This has got nothing to do with this or this. They are not at all interrelated. They are independent, just summarized at one place. Section 2 in all the laws is a definition, so we call it a clause. When the internal parts of a section are connected with each other, this subsection is telling you something more about this subsection or related with this subsection, then we call them subsection. But when they are independent of each other, no connection between each other, we call them clauses. So section 2 is the definitions, all independent. Section 10 kya hai, sir? List of incomes which are exempt from tax. Exempt ka matlab? Tax? Not taxable. What is not taxable income called legally, technically? Exempt income. That list is given in section 10. So there is section 10.1, 10.2, 10.2a, aisa. They don't have any connection between each other. It's just a list of incomes on which government does not want tax. कोई connection नहीं है. So therefore we can't call them subsections. We call them clauses. So there are two places where we call them clauses. Sir, ये नहीं बताया होता ना, and I would have directly done person का definition. So it would have made no difference in the marks that you score, because in your exam you write 231. Oral exam नहीं है that you have to तो स्कूल में पोएट्री का oral exam you have to speak author का name, poet का name. नहीं, this is not an oral exam where you have to speak from your mouth clause or subsection. It's a written exam. You write bracket में like this. In your mind you are calling it clause or subsection, no one knows. But I don't want you to become a CA. क्या बोला? क्या बोला? You heard it right. Say that line. I want you to become a very good CA. And there is a bloody hell lot of a difference between them. Huge difference between a CA and a good CA, a CA and a very good CA. Difference hai. You should know anything and everything. That is what people expect from a CA. Imagine karo, CA final ka exam diya, you are waiting for your results. Till yesterday you are no one. The moment your results come out, next day people are calling you, CA saab, CA madam. People expect you to know everything. In every line they will tell you, kya yaar, tu CA hai, you don't know this. Tu CA hai, you don't know that. Before they start talking to you, they will first say, tu to CA hai. Literally, we have a Marwadi family. एक बार we were traveling in an outstation train. देखा क्या वो वीडियो में? नहीं, we traveling in an outstation train. Outstation train में मालूम है? There are 6 seats on one side and 2 seats on the other side. Side upper, side lower we call them. For side lower में sitting के लिए they are taken up and then sleeping के लिए we bring them down. Earlier it used to be a stopper many years ago. Now they've changed the lever. उसका कुछ और होता है. You have to take it up and then bring it down ऐसा कुछ. It was new. I was traveling only train many years के बाद में. After becoming a CA. CA life में you don't get to go only anywhere. CA life is so similar to COVID. Every CA student is a COVID patient. You have to isolate yourself from the world. Stay alone. And not interact with anyone. So many years I had not gone only anywhere. अभी CA बन गया. We were going somewhere. I could not do that. My uncle is like, क्या यार सीए बन गया, यू डोंट नो हाउ टू ब्रिंग द सीट डाउन, मतलब क्या? नहीं, यू नीड टू हैव आंसर्स ऑल्सो. अंकल सिलेबस में नहीं था अंकल, नहीं तो आई वुड हैव डन इट. यू नीड टू हैव आंसर्स टू एवरीथिंग. समझा क्या? सो यू नीड टू नो एनीथिंग एंड एवरीथिंग, एंड दैट्स द डिफरेंस बिटवीन अ सीए एंड a good CA. Income tax is payable by every person. Person is defined in section 2 clause 31. Ab tak you must be thinking that all of us, if we have income, we pay tax. I have income, I pay tax. You have income, you pay tax. You have income, you pay tax. You have income, you pay tax. All of us. So all of us have to pay tax. Obviously, if we have income. If we are a CA student or a CA professor, we are people who don't have only any income. So where is the question of paying tax? बराबर है. So you must be thinking every person मतलब all of us. That's not true. That's absolutely not true. Let us see how they define person. Person word includes 7 type of people. 7 type of people are required to pay tax. And ladies and gentlemen, we are only the first point here. We are only the first point here. If you were thinking all of us, bas ho gaya, nahi ho gaya. We are only the first point. All of us here in this classroom are only the first point of the people liable to pay tax, responsible to pay tax. Individual. You'll be surprised to know income tax actually says that individual means what? Individual means a natural person. Lol. Someone born out of a natural process. Reproduction in animals is also natural. Photosynthesis in plant. School gaya? Photosynthesis, sunlight, water. Photosynthesis. That is also natural. What is so unnatural about it? Everything is natural. So confusion will get created. To avoid that confusion, they further specify human being. Clear cut human being. A human being, don't interchange the words. Nahi to it will be a murderer killing people. Don't interchange the words. Nahi to murderer killing people, sleeping on the footpath. Salomon bhai. Human being. All of us are human beings. You all are human beings? Yes. I am a married man. I don't get the treatment of a human being at home. But in the eyes of income tax, I am also human being. So are we all individuals? Am I falling in the definition of person? Are you falling in the definition of person? Yes, we are only the first point in the definition. We thought all of us have to pay tax. Bas ho gaya person. No, we are only the first point. There are further categories. But I am not going to go to the further categories now. We will first discuss. Sir, individual matlab all human beings. Abhi aap ye mat bolna. Sir, we don't have income. Question is not whether you have income. It is, if you have income, are you supposed to pay tax? Do you fall in the definition? Yes. Whenever you will have income, you will have to pay tax. So, very quickly. All students, are they individuals? Yes. All teachers, are they individuals? Yes. Human beings, natural persons, are they required to supposed to pay tax? Yes. Very good. Sachin Tendulkar? Yes. Individual? और ये भगवान है ना? No? Not in the eyes of income tax. Income tax refers to, sees him only as a human being, an individual. If you have income, you will have to pay tax. Amitabh Bachchan? Yes. Such a hard-working individual. He has to take care of his entire family even at this age. His family is fully dependent on him. All of them. Will he fall in the definition? Yes. Sri. Once you are a natural person, a human being, then whether you are Sachin Tendulkar, Amitabh Bachchan, Aloknath Bauji, Rajnikant, any South Indian Tamilian here by any chance? I doubt. No. He is God over there. Rajnikant in Tamil Nadu and Mohanlal in Kerala. There is an actor called Mohanlal. He is the one on whom actual movie Drishyam, Malayali movie Drishyam was made. Drishyam 2 is also made. Bollywood only copied from there. And now these South movie makers have become so clever and intelligent. They are like, ultimately story hamara, acting, everything is ours, screenplay, writing, everything is ours. So to hell with it. Why should we give the remaking rights? We will dub it. And whether KGF, RRR or, they are all very popular now. And Bollywood ka to band baja hua hai. Truly. Like literally, you know the last movie, super budget movie which got released just now? Brahmastra. And it has flopped very badly also, if I am not wrong. With the... वो तो बोलेगा ही ना. You went and checked the theater? हाँ, उधर ही बैठता है क्या? तो 10 का 30 नहीं? You know the Queen Elizabeth, Queen of England died? You know she died? Yes, sir. At the age of? 96. She survived the world wars. She survived nuclear attack, COVID pandemic, then she saw Brahmastra ka trailer. Huh? Century देखा and she died. ये किसका जोक था? Your own joke. हाँ. So I saw this meme that she died after Brahmastra ka trailer. And वो MDH वाला चाचा तो did not survive only because he knew Brahmastra is coming. All these may be God in your eyes. You may be fans. If I will be a fan, I will be a fan of my parents. I am because of them. My teachers, I am because of them. Why will I be a fan of these guys? But in case you are, you have the full right to do so. Income tax is not their fan. They are all individuals. They have to pay tax if they have income. So, currently, our discussion is not, sir, hum to student, hamara income nahi hai, so don't pay tax. Are you falling in the definition of person? That's the question right now. Yes, you are. If you have income, then one day what will happen? One day, whenever you have income, you move from a student to being a professional. When you have income, you'll calculate this. And then you calculate this. But to calculate the two things, you have to first come in this, no? Do you come in this? Yes. Yes. All individuals. So, all of us is what you thought, but that is only the first point. What is the first point in the definition of person? Individual. Which individual? All individuals, if they have income. Next. Some were thinking, ke bas sir, all persons matlab sab ho gaya idhar. No. Next. A Hindu undivided family. HUF. A Hindu undivided family, that is HUF. Anybody who took SP in 12th standard? क्योंकि SP के syllabus में 12th standard board exams in Maharashtra I am talking about. SP syllabus, you have all this. HUF, joint stock company. If there is an SP student, you studied all this in SP. SP? Then others act smart. So, we have taken maths, we are the intelligent ones. Then I like, look, OC, you have also studied. Was going to be my next line. But you already said, okay, sir, OC, 12th standard board, anywhere in the country, first time you are taught about organizations called Hindu Undivided Family. What is a partnership? What is a company, a joint stock company? Or 12th mein. Then when you enter CA, then you are taught about issue of shares and all that. Yeah, na? Share issue, call money, forfeiture, you must have studied all that. 12th में भी आ गया था 12th accounts, forfeiture of shares. वाह सही है, ठीक है. So you must be aware of these organizations. What do you know about HUF? Then let me ask you only, what do you know about HUF? Because you have studied, no? OC, koi to OC, SP both to. 3. Anything else? Very good. The head of the family is called? Head is called karta and members are called co-partners. Business carried on. Need not be business alone. It can be a bank account of the HUF and there can be interest also. Income can be in any form. We are learning income tax. If income can be in any form, so your entity can comprise of not just business. देखो, salary छोड़ के everything is possible. Salary can be paid only to an employee can be only a natural person. A company cannot be anybody's employee. HUF cannot be anybody's employee. Firm cannot be anybody's employee. Salary is one income which can be paid only to individuals. Other than salary, any income can arise or accrue to any form of organization. So Hindu undivided family. You are right in almost everything except that business. Example के लिए ठीक है. But any income in India, now जितना आपको पता है, excellent. But I have to do some value addition. Correct or no? In India, we have a law called Mitakshara law, followed in the entire country. एक दो state है where they call it the Dayabhanga law. Your faces tell me that you have absolutely no idea about this. Okay, chalo chodo. Have you heard of something called the Hindu Succession Act? Yes. Name or anything else also? Name. Succession laws of Hindus. As per which 3 generations means including myself karu to 4 ho gaya total. If Mr. X is the owner of any asset, an asset can be a property, a share, a debenture. You understand loan given to someone is also asset? Current asset, loans and advances? Yes. And there is income which is generated from that asset because the word asset itself means something that will generate income. Asset means something that will bring benefits in future. Correct? इस asset के ऊपर rights है. किसको? Obviously Mrs. X. She has the first right. She तो won't give it back to X also. She has all the right on the planet. But generation 1. That means can I say children? Generation 2. Grandchildren. And generation 3. Great grandchildren. Effectively it becomes 4. 3 after us. Matlab total 4 generations of a Hindu family have got right over the family income. Any income generated by this asset, everyone in this generation will get. Abhi, I am taking an example. Supposingly X1 is a son. Can they also have AX1, a daughter? So the income will be divided between both of them. Can there be BX1, one more son? He will also get. Then they will all have their own children. All of them will get right. So as and when the family members increase, the shares get divided. Correct? Therefore, in the good old days, I don't know whether you have seen 2-3 generations before you. People used to have 10 children, 15 children. There was no Netflix at that time. Because every time there is reproduction, there will be one extra share. That is the Hindu succession law. Now what will happen is, see, you know what is HUF, but I have to give you some value, extra value. What will happen is, this asset will generate income. And every 1 year, I have just written a few names, there can be many more in this family tree. All of them will get. It will be difficult for the income tax department. Supposingly all of you all are members of one HUF of Mr. X. Everyone is getting a share. The bichara income tax ka assessing officer will come to you. Hey, pay tax on your share, pay tax on your share, pay tax on your share, pay tax on... Poor guy. Bhikari ki tarah. Bhikari samajhta beggar. Beggar ki tarah. He has to go and ask for tax from every individual member. Idea. HUF has earned this income on this asset. Tax the HUF. Take tax on the HUF. How can we tax HUF? By keeping HUF in the definition of person. If HUF falls in the definition of person, that means any profit. Business is an example. This can be business. This can be interest. It can be rent from any property. It can be commission. It can be anything. Tax the HUF on that profit. On behalf of all the members, the HUF will pay tax. Can I say now from that income we have paid the dues of the government? The remaining money Divide amongst the members. No need to tax individual members. Why? The logic is right here in front of you. Why we don't need to tax individual members? Because the HUF has already paid tax. Section 10, do you remember? Section 10. Sometime back I told you about it. Sometime matlab 5 minutes back. Exempt income. Section 10(2). I am reading that out for you. From the income tax law. Listen to this. Share of profit received by a member from HUF is exempt. In exempt income chapter, I will make you write this. Share of profit received by member from HUF is exempt. And you already know the logic. Nothing is bigger than logic. The reason behind the provision. Samjha kya? Why share of profit exempt? Because HUF has already paid tax. And how or why is HUF already paying tax? Because HUF falls in the definition of person. Hindu undivided family. 4 generations of a Hindu family have got right over the family income. So we take tax from the family and then don't tax the individual members. Mitakshara law is followed in almost the entire country. I think couple of states, West Bengal to be specific, but one more state, I am not 100% sure, where they change the system. The system only this much is different, that in one of the laws you can divide the property wherever and whenever you want. And in another only when it is a death of someone, then only you can divide. Aisa kuch difference hai. Otherwise, share everyone will get. That is common. Okay? Income tax is not bothered about all that. Income tax says, do you have an HUF? Has it earned income? Pay tax. Income tax is not interested on anything else or about anything else. Pay tax. Okay? This is one thing that I wanted to make you understand. So, person ke definition mein HUF is there. I could have written the name and gone to the third point. But I wanted you to have clear idea. And one more thing. This is probably something that you may not know. Even if you were SP or OC student. So every lecture there has to be something that I add to your life. Which motivates you to come again tomorrow. This will include a Jain family. This will include, acha malum hai? And they are included. You know that? Yes. Very good. How? वही 12th की वजह से. CA? अच्छा foundation में था. It was there in your foundation. That is probably or possibly why you are aware of this. Okay. Jain community follows Hindu succession law only. Same is the case of Buddhist and Sikh. They all follow the same succession law. They all maintain the same family hierarchy, family structure where they divide the income. And easily they are allowed to open HUF legally. But there is nothing called Muslim undivided family, Parsi undivided family, Christian undivided family. वो नहीं है क्योंकि उनका succession law is different. Muslim personal law is different from Hindu succession. आप समझा क्या? तो Jain, Buddhist and Sikh. Okay? Jain community में if you go and tell anybody कि Jain Hindu same ना, they'll be very angry. बोला ये my Jainism is a separate religion. Don't be offended. Huh? I belong to the same community, so I am not making fun of you. I am making fun of myself. Okay? नहीं तो ऐसा ही मेरे community के बारे में ऐसा कैसे बोला रे तो नीचे मिल. I don't want all that. This is basically the idea is that your knowledge of taxation today should be better than yesterday. बस उतना idea है. They will not accept that Jainism is a part of Hinduism. It is not a part of Hinduism. It is not a part of it. It's a separate religion. But when it comes to opening of HUF and taking the tax benefit of HUF, every Jain family does that. And why do I say tax benefit of HUF? Now understand. Supposingly, I am earning income. So I will have to pay tax. 0, 5, 20, 30% tax. After 10 lakh, I will have to pay. अब पता चला why I told you a little about tax rate despite the fact that I actually did not want to do. Little I had to tell you. One thing is for sure, after 10 lakhs I will be paying 30%. Every rupee I earn, I have to pay 30%. Idea. open HUF. Tell your payers. Depends on nature of activity. If I have a CA firm, payer will be client. If I have a coaching class, payer will be students. I am working with so many different organizations across the country. So they all are paying me. So basically it is an organization paying an independent faculty. After I reach that 10 lakh, by the way, anybody has got any income tax ka guy in their family? Family mein koi income tax officer, commissioner? Define how exactly he is related to you. Masaji. Real. What post he is at? हाँ. Close your ears. पक्का? 100%? हाँ. As if I am scared. नहीं, as if I am scared. नहीं, I am not. सुनो. One day I got a message on Facebook Messenger that, sir, I am an ITO, income tax officer. I saw some of your videos on YouTube. Earlier I was working in Lucknow where I had to assess only selected handful assessees and I knew them in and out. So it was very easy for me to work. But now income tax department has become faceless. Very advanced level of taxation I am talking about. CA final maybe it comes after 1 month of direct tax. Not the first chapter. Final may it comes after 1 month. Faceless matlab, you will not know your officer. An officer will not know you. Everything will be online. Cases will be randomly allocated. System will choose. This case has to be selected for doing income tax assessment. It will check. Kaun AO free, akkad bhakkad Bombay. System will randomly allocate cases. It can be an officer in your city or any other city. So that officer said that I have started getting cases from big cities, metro cities, Mumbai, Delhi. And so many years I have not studied income tax law. Because I was required to have knowledge of only those 3-4 sections which are applicable to my assessees. So I have not revised. And now with the kind of changes that have taken place in the last 4-5 years, I am seriously telling you, anybody who has studied income tax 4-5 years ago and not studied in the last 5 years, basically has to study from zero. Itna massive changes auntie has done. 4-5 नहीं, auntie को तो 3 years ही हुआ है. I sometimes feel I should give a supari. Supari some, not that pan wala. Seriously. So it is very difficult. So he said, okay, sir, now I will have to, for the purpose of my work, I will have to study. So can I attend your video lectures or can I take your video lectures? I saw your videos on YouTube, I liked them. I said, come to class. बोला नहीं सर, अभी ऑफिसर क्लास में आके बैठेगा in front of students, so it will be a little, demotivating, little humiliating ऐसा कि everyone will be like, और अंकल आए यार. So I don't want that. Sir, video lecture please. Then I asked him, are you really a student or my case has come to you? And then you are investigating in a special style by contacting me directly on Facebook Messenger. He said, no, sir. I told him, dekho, in my class, I have spoken a lot about how I manage. Evade word nahi use kar raha hu. How I manage my taxes. So you will not use that as evidence against me, no? He said, very important thing he said. Seekhne ko mila kuch. He said, sir, just because you said in class does not make you liable for action. I have to support it with evidence. आप क्लास में बोल दोगे, I have a bungalow in London. That does not mean that I will do your assessment stating that you have concealed income with which you have purchased a bungalow in London. I need proof also. Just saying in class is not enough. Samjha? So even if you go and tell this to your, so whether you tell or you don't tell does not make any difference to me. I earned 10 lakh. Now I am in 30%. Every rupee I have to pay tax of 30%. So some of the organizations that I am working with, I tell them, that please make payment not to Siddharth Surana, to Siddharth Surana HUF. Samjha? And then first 250 no tax. Then 5. If I would have taken directly 30. But if HUF is getting first 250 no tax. Same income which I would have earned. But first 250 no tax. Then 5. Then 20. Then after it reaches 10 lakh, then whether I take in my name or HUF name, it is indifference. You understood the calculation here? This is why I had to tell you little about the tax rates. HUF in our country is nothing but a tax evasion tool. When Karta ka self income has reached the peak and he is in the highest rate now, he starts taking income in the name of HUF. We all do that. We Jains are not at all accepting the fact that Jainism is a part of, it is not a part, it is a separate religion. But for tax purposes, I have my own HUF. Understood? HUF? Very good. Same is the case of Buddhist and Sikh. But Muslim personal law is separate. So HUF ka concept is not going to be applicable. So there is no MUF, Muslim undivided, or Parsi undivided, PUF, Parsi undivided. There is only HUF, and HUF will include Jain, Sikh and Buddhist. And Jain, Sikh and Buddhist, the moment I started writing, you guys shared your knowledge and I could make out that, okay, chalo. You all know because it was there in your foundation ka syllabus also. But now we know how HUF is a tax evasion tool. After 10 lakh, people start taking income in the name of their HUF and start reducing the tax liability. Some are very happy, like some are like, sir, आज ही घर पे जाके सबसे पहले तो मैं HUF start करें. Because I will be able to save tax because of the HUF. So no, you can't. Let me be clear about that also. You can't. Today, घर पे जाके you can't open HUF. Once upon a time, in India, the rule was you can open HUF after you have a male child. Who on earth made that rule? I don't know. If I find that person, I will kill that person. What do you mean by male child? What do you mean? What are you trying to say? What generation and what culture do we belong to? Nonsense. In 2005, some sensible person changed the rule, male child or female child. Beta, beti, same. Full respect for that person. And presently the law is further changed. The moment you get married, you can start HUF. And that is why you can't go home and open HUF today. I hope you understood. You can open HUF the moment you get married. Now you decide, for saving tax, do you want to take that risk? Let me tell you, it is not itna bhi worthy that you actually take such a big risk only to save tax. It's a dangerous thing. Huh? That day when I got married, same day evening, I made one affidavit. How does HUF come into existence? You get married, now you can create an HUF? Yes. You have to take a stamp paper. Stamp paper, समझते हो? That paper on which, if I have to do a contract with you, ऐसा नहीं कि notebook में से double sheet फाड़ के we do a contract with. It has to be done on a stamp paper. Take a stamp paper. On that, make an affidavit that I dash your name, son of dash father's name, have got married on date, whatever is the date, right, to dash wife ka name. If you are the karta and you are making the affidavit, bracket mein daughter of father-in-law ka name, and my family has started on this date. Make that affidavit. Notary karana padta, matlab you have to take stamp. Then you have to submit in court. Matlab court ka stamp mila, that means that HUF has got legal existence. See, you all knew what was HUF, you all knew Jain, Sikh, Buddhist family are allowed. So thoda value addition. What do we, what have we learned today? One, it's a person, so it will have to pay tax. When it pays tax and distributes income, then members don't have to pay tax. Thoda to value addition karna padega. And lastly, what is the process of opening HUF? Get married, make that affidavit. Affidavit banana, that means HUF has come into existence legally. With this affidavit, now what you do? Send a copy of this. Court ka stamp laga hua affidavit. You have to finish the legal process first. send a copy of this to income tax department, and they will allot you something called a PAN card. That's your registration with income tax department. Permanent account number, PAN. That's your registration with income tax department. HUF के name पे you will get a PAN. With that PAN, go to a bank, open a bank account. Bank will also ask for address proof, maybe Aadhaar card of the Karta. Extra documents. My main thing is HUF ka PAN. Open the account, and now that you have a bank account in the name of the HUF, you can tell people, pay me in this account. That's when your tax saving nahi bolunga, evasion will start. Understood? The process of creating HUF. For this entire process, matlab making the affidavit, sending it to income tax department, bringing a PAN card, some CS do opening of bank account also, anywhere between 5 to 10,000 rupees is charged by CS to their clients. And the expense of making the affidavit, court ka and all that expense is hardly about 1,000, 2,000, not more than that. It is legal. Because if I earn income, I have to show it in my account. Samjhe? I earn income, I reach 10 lakh levels. So after that, I have to pay government 30%. Some of these organizations where I am working, unka I think cover page pe naam bhi likha hua rahe. Some of these organizations where I am working, back cover pe about the faculty अच्छा बात लिखा है वहां पे. आप देखना घर पे जाके रास्ते में होमवर्क. They pay money in my wife ka bank account. I will have to pause the recording. Video lecture sales. Kashmir to Kanyakumari, Gujarat to Arunachal Pradesh. Not a single state in India, not a single district in India, and outside India, wherever there are ICAI examination center, that is UAE, Nepal, everywhere, I have sale of video lectures of CA final students. If I start taking all that in my account now, I am a Marwadi. 30% if I have to pay to the government, I will tell the government, ye main rakh lo. Keep. So I divide it. That's evasion. If I would have paid 30%, if my wife is paying first 250 no tax, then 5%, then 20, that is evasion. Understood? Genuinely, if your HUF is earning income with an activity that is not completely your involvement, then only you can say it is not evasion. Okay. So what I do is, some of the assignments where I have to personally take physical lectures, over there I take the check in my name. But as a coaching class where students are making payment, direct payment by students, then HUF can run a coaching class. Management can be done by anyone. So coaching class ka activity is shown in the HUF, and professional fees I take. So that when my assessing officer asks me any question, I have got answers. वैसे assessing officers avoid asking questions the moment they see qualification chartered accountant in the income tax return, because they know if I ask one question, he will give two answers. अंदाज अपना अपना देखा, एक सवाल दो जवाब, एक सवाल दो, something like that. They avoid asking questions. That's also a very big advantage of being a CA. Okay, but just to tell you, you understood how it is an evasion. Okay, you all understood how to open HUF. So don't try and open it today, because you will not be allowed to open today. For that, you have to take a very big risk first, HUF. And also understood, wo cheez which is relevant, HUF falls in the definition of person, and therefore HUF will have to pay tax. Income tax is payable by every person. Jisme first was individual, that is natural person. Second was HUF. Third, company, joint stock company, limited company. You all know what is a company? Can you tell me what is a company? Jaise HUF mein you said no, 3 generations. I don't want the exact definition, just what you know. And I am happy that you knew more than what I expected from you. So whatever has to be added, I will add. Let me know what you know first. Artificial person. और क्या? Perpetual success. बोल दो common seal, separation of ownership and management. I am not asking you features of joint stock company. 12th का OC नहीं चल रहा है इधर. हाँ, go ahead. चलो continue. No, that's not a company. That's something else here. That's something else that will come. Anything else? So what you said was features of joint stock company, which was one of the answers that 12th standard mein also you have to learn and go. Theory mein. Okay. Some people, some students of CA Inter, when I asked them this question first time, they say, sir, Companies Act mein registered. Which Companies Act? 2013. Then I correct them first. So no, wrong. Because when Companies Act 2013 was enacted, the earlier companies of India were not abolished, deleted. They continue to exist. So the correct way of saying is Company Law of India, which can be the erstwhile समझते हैं इंग्लिश में तो पुराना वाला, old वाला और the new वाला. Company Law of India में if you are registered, then you are a company. Some people give this answer, which is right, but still incomplete. Still incomplete. Because what is a company? An organization which is registered under the company law. So 2013 was wrong. Because earlier wala companies are also covered. Is that clear? So if you would have said, sir, 1956 or 2013, तो अभी right? नहीं. अभी भी right नहीं. You know why? Company law in India or company law outside India. Both companies. If Reliance Industries Limited, Tata Steel Limited, Adani Wilmar Limited, are they companies? Yes, they are companies. We call them Indian companies. Company registered in India, Indian company. But a company like Apple Incorporation, Google Incorporation, Facebook Incorporation, registered under the company law of a foreign country outside India, foreign company, also is a person liable to pay tax. Wait, there will be a doubt. I want to answer that right now. Your face is telling me there is a doubt. Sir, Google, just because that Sundar has gone from here, that is why? No. तब तो Mark Zuckerberg, तब तो he was तो never here. Apple का कौन है? Steve Wozniak. Steve Jobs is तो gone. Tim Cook. Sir, he तो never came to India. नहीं. Now listen. इस क्वेश्चन का आंसर इज हिडन इन द सेकेंड चैप्टर. व्हाट इज द सेकेंड चैप्टर? रेसिडेंशियल स्टेटस एंड स्कोप ऑफ इनकम. You may be a foreign entity, but sometimes you will earn income in India. Is that possible? Is Google earning from India? Is Facebook earning from India? Is Netflix earning from India? So the law of this land is generating income for you. Pay tax before you go. Any of these sportsmen who are coming to India and earning money in India, you are taking away wealth from here. Pay the share of this land and go. Any income earned in India, you have to pay tax. Obviously, we cannot and we will not tax income of Google earned in America or Facebook earned in Australia. We are not going to tax that. But whatever you have earned here, we deserve a share of that tax, a share of that income as tax. Samjha? But for that purpose, we have to keep you in the definition of person, no? Only if you are in the definition of person, we will be able to do it, no? Hello? So, in India or outside India, that means, are Indian companies falling in the definition of person liable to pay tax? Are foreign companies also falling in the definition of person liable to pay tax? Because a company registered under company law. Is that clear? Everyone? So, which company is liable to pay tax? If it has income. Obviously, all the persons that we are writing, whether individual, whether HUF, whether company or whether the remaining, which are yet to come, Tax will come only if income hai, then only tax. No, if there is no income, where is the question of tax? बराबर है. Tax will arise only if there is income, mitro. Correct? Indian or foreign? Both. So are we clear? All companies, if there is income, and for foreign companies, if there is income in India, then only. Correct? चलिए. वैसे कंपनी का पॉइंट इज ओवर, बट फॉर योर नॉलेज आई विश टू टेल यू वन मोर थिंग. Companies are divided into Indian company and foreign company. That depends on the place of registration. If the company is incorporated in India under the Indian company law, then we call it an Indian company. If it is registered in a foreign country under that country's company law, then we call it a foreign. Speed is fine, no? I'm not very fast, no? You're understanding the things that I'm speaking. Company के लिए there is one more classification called domestic company and non-domestic company. Some are like, क्या sir? Domestic Indian, Indian domestic, and foreign non-domestic. इसमें क्या sir? If that was the case, तो bracket में I would have written no domestic, non-domestic. That's not the case. Indian domestic, same to same. नहीं sir. Same नहीं. Had it been same, I would have written in bracket. नहीं. In India, the tax rate is slab rate system. But for companies, there is no system called slab. I'm not teaching you, I'm telling you. Teaching जब time आएगा तब, not now. I'm telling you. Companies don't get slabs. Company का income does not get divided like this. Company में you directly take the total income and सीधा apply rate of tax 30%. No basic exemption. No slabs. Every rupee will be taxable at a flat rate of 30%. Company earns 1 lakh rupees, 30,000 tax. 10,000 rupees, 3,000 tax. 100 rupees, 30 rupees tax. 10 rupees kamaya to 3 rupees tax. 1 rupee kamaya, 30 paisa tax. There is no liability called 30 paisa. It is always nearest multiple of 10, rounding off. Just to make my point clear. Every rupee will be taxable at a flat rate of 30%. That's corporate tax in India. Lekin, if your company is a non-domestic company, then the rate will be 40%. So 30 is only for domestic. Non-domestic ke liye it is 40%. Of course, am I teaching you tax rates right now? Isme bhi there is new regime. Leave deductions and pay as per new regime. All that will come when it has to come. May not come in CA intermediate. Because if you ever go through the module, some of you all have already gone through the module. ICAI module says that in CA intermediate, we expect students to know how to calculate total income and tax of individual HUF. Company taxation, firm taxation, charitable trust taxation, political party taxation, business trust investment fund to kya hai, you don't even know that. Electoral trust kya hai, you don't even know that. The taxation of these entities come to CA final. Inter may learn how to calculate income and tax of individual and HUF. So they will not ask you this in India. And still for knowledge purposes, I will make you write when I do tax rates of everyone. एक दो line लिखने में does not make any difference. 5-10 minutes extra it will take. It will still be useful. This knowledge will still be useful when you come to CA final. Because final mein to everything is there, no? But here only for idea purposes. What are the two rates of tax in companies, for companies in India? 30 and 40. Domestic के लिए 30, non-domestic के लिए 40. And you know what? People come in CA final. They do their articleship. They become chartered accountants. And they spend few years as chartered accountants. Thinking and learning. Indian company 30, foreign company 40. Nonsense of the highest level. उनको क्या लगता है? Indian 30, foreign 40. Indian 30, foreign 40. Where the reality is, it is not Indian 30, foreign 40. It is domestic company 30%, non-domestic 40. People have this wrong perception in mind, this wrong knowledge. Sir, Indian foreign अलग होता है, वैसे ही डोमेस्टिक नॉन डोमेस्टिक इज सेपरेट, इंडियन डोमेस्टिक सेम, फॉरेन नॉन डोमेस्टिक सेम. नॉनसेंस. Indian foreign will depend on place of incorporation, registration. But domestic, non-domestic will decide the tax rate. We are least interested in this bifurcation. This is going to decide our tax liability. And you need to know the difference between Indian and domestic. Today, I am not going to teach you difference between Indian and foreign. That I have already done. Dekh lo. I don't have to teach you the difference between domestic, non-domestic law. There has to be difference between these. Today I am going to teach you the difference between domestic and Indian. Mitro, they are not same. Domestic company and Indian company are different. You don't know this, no? Don't worry. People practicing as chartered accountants in the last 10, 15, 20 years also don't know this. Anybody has any CA in family? कौन? रियल चाचा. ठीक है, दूर का चाचा. चाचा ओके. चाचा काका is same in different languages. You Guju? That is why kaka. In Hindi that same person becomes chacha. And English is the funniest of all. Because in English everyone is uncle. Chacha is also uncle, mama is also uncle, फूफा is also uncle, मासा is also uncle, रास्ते पे चलने वाला हर आदमी is uncle. In English, you want to abuse someone, maximum that one word will come out of you. कुछ भी और नहीं. Only. You want variety? Come to Hindi. Even better, come to Marathi. क्या variety रहता है उसमें? एकदम म्यूजिक के साथ. म्यूजिकल वेराइटी होता है उसका. आ काका अंकल, बस चाचा एंड काका. ओनली 2 CAs नो इन फैमिली ईयर. बस, और कोई? अंकल अंकल तक ठीक था. आई कुड हैव पास कमेंट्स. क्लोज योर ईयर्स. नहीं सहा जाएगा. I would have told these guys. I'm not telling you this. I am telling the other 3, not you. Go and ask the nearest chartered accountant you know. So now this becomes applicable to everyone. Go and ask the nearest one you know. Do you know there is a difference between Indian company and domestic company? 99% likelihood है same होता है. If you know any CA close by, you'll often find कि एकदम खड़ूस, एकदम, always sitting with an angry expression, not talking to anyone, talking rudely to people. You know why? Because डर है. If I am very, very polite and soft spoken, people will come and ask 2 doubts. 3rd time I will fall on the floor. So keep that expression on your face that no one approaches only. Stay in the character. Indian foreign अलग है. That does not require being taught, but still we have finished place of incorporation. Today we are going to learn that there is a difference between Indian and domestic, and tax rate 30-40 does not depend on Indian foreign. It depends on domestic, non-domestic. Forget about chartered accountants. That's a very risky thing to do. क्योंकि if you say uncle you don't know this, well, there are 100 things which I know and you don't know. So you don't, if you know any elder who is in CA final, friend, family member, usko पूछो. Except if that person is my student, क्योंकि 95% chance is my student. I am catering to 95% CA students of final students of the country as of now. So there is 5% likelihood that he or she is a student in any of those branded coaching class who don't allow faculty name anywhere, and that is the reason no good faculty joins them. अगर वैसा केस है तो probably not my student. Otherwise 95% chance जो faculty wise lecture लेता है CA final में, 95% chance is that it is going to be my student. Okay? तो पूछो उसको if he or she knows Indian or foreign. अलग है, शायद पता होगा. डोमेस्टिक नॉन डोमेस्टिक अलग है, पता होगा, इंडियन डोमेस्टिक अलग. तो shall we today go and learn the meaning of domestic company liable to pay tax at 30%. Non-domestic must. If it is not domestic, it will become non-domestic. Life इतना sorted होना चाहिए कसम से. Okay, so what is domestic company? All Indian companies are domestic companies. Once a company registers under the company law of India, is it an Indian company? It is also by default a domestic company. आप समझा क्या मतलब? कहना इसे इंडियन कंपनी, मैथ्स वालों, इंडियन कंपनी इज अ सबसेट of the definition of, you understood? Then everyone else has to understand. Indian company is a subset of domestic company. Because all Indian companies form a part of the definition of domestic company. इसीलिए people learn it interchangeably. People think that ये तो same ही होता है. But in the definition of domestic company, we have this point number 2. This is what those practicing CAs, uncle लोग, only uncles. This is what they don't know. A foreign company. Foreign company means where is it registered? Outside India. Place of registration? Outside India. But it has made arrangement. A foreign company which makes arrangement for distribution of dividend out of taxable income in India, out of its income chargeable to tax in India. Then, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Devyo, Sajjano and Mitro, that foreign company for the purpose of Indian taxation laws will be considered as a domestic company. Sir, ये होता क्या है? Sir, I did not understand. Can you explain? Example से समझो. Anybody having, by any chance, Apple का iPhone? So many. You. 2, 3. और कोई? No one, no? 1, 2, 3. हाँ. Why? It is Apple. Radio है? No sir. Bluetooth है? No sir. Can you do file transfer using it? No sir. Then why? Sir, it is Apple. An Apple iPhone is same as Salman Khan movie. No innovation but blind fan following. बहुत deep बात बोला. Think about it. No innovation but blind fan following. सलमान खान का यू वॉच वांटेड, रेडी, जय हो, दबंग, ऐसा लगता है ही इज डूइंग द सेम थिंग ओनली. कुछ चेंज तो कुछ है ही नहीं. बट भाई है, भाई इज आफ्टर ऑल भाई. सैलमॉन भाई. एप्पल का आईफोन जब तक स्टीव जॉब्स वॉज देयर तो स्टिल लिटिल बिट इनोवेशन. अभी मैक्सिमम 1 का 3 कैमरास दे आर डूइंग. अभी 2 दिन पहले दे हैव लॉन्च्ड आईफोन 14. दे हैव रिड्यूस्ड द वेट बाय 2 grams. फीचर्स देखा मैंने भी. एंड इंक्रीज द प्राइस बाय 22,000. We have to buy in India only, no? But we have to buy in India only, no? Everyone is not so privileged के अमेरिका से relatives आ रहा है every week, बोला लेके आना ब्रो एक iPhone. There are people who call for iPhone from America and sell it to people over there. Huh. Correct? No, everyone is not so privileged. Okay? तो ठीक है. Let's talk about Apple. Now that I can make out you are actually that fan of Apple. नहीं तो इतना सपोर्ट करके you would have not said, but you are a fan of Apple. Out of that fan का feeling, you acquire 1 share of Apple. 1 share, no? We are students. अभी कितना और कितना? Stipend भी चालू नहीं हुआ है, income कितना? 1 share. Feel good factor that I feel that I am the owner of Apple. Shareholders are owner. एक शेयर खरीद के you are owner of Apple. Apple का AGM will take place in its country. they will declare AGM के अंदर they will declare dividend समझते हो ना, share of profit distributed to shareholders. That is why I start tax a little late. Whenever any organization में I am told कि इंटर का बैच चालू हो रहा है, you have to start. सवाल ही नहीं है. Yesterday I spoke about capital budgeting, investment in CA and recovery. Imagine speaking that in the first lecture of CA intermediate. Recovery of your investment, capital budgeting, IRR, NPV. वो student next day आएगा. I can't take that risk. You know, for learning tax, you need to have little knowledge of accounts costing, FM. That was my criteria, and I was so aware that last 1.5-2 months you have already been attending other subjects. So now is the right time when I can start with you. I made the mistake last time where May 22 का batch was going on. साथ में I merged November 22 का students who just gave foundation. Result awaited. I said they were not understanding anything. I said तुम लोग रहने दो. And in final what we do, May and November का students always sit together because their portion is same, assessment year is same. There are no amendments between May and November. So all those who want to finish their portion early, they sit with the May students only. But they know these things. Inter students don't know anything. In inter, then thereafter I decided that I will not split the batch. May ka batch separate, November ka batch separate. So that you all have little idea about other subjects. So you all know what is an AGM, you all know what is dividend declared. Dividend was declared. Ab dividend once declared will be paid to all the shareholders. Paid up share capital pe. Even if you are shareholder holding one share, you will get dividend of that. No? Two options. Option 1. That company Apple is asking you, bol bro Asam, which bank mein account you have? Which bank mein account you have? Bank of Baroda. Which branch? Why are you thinking so much? You don't know your bank ka branch name? Masjid Bandar. Okay. IFSC तो now even I am not asking you. मतलब branch ही याद नहीं है, bank you are thinking, branch you don't remember. IFSC is that code with which you can transfer funds. I am not even asking you. वैसे it will be BARB 0 and उसके आगे whatever number of that branch code छोड़ दे, it's okay. Company is asking for those details, bro, give us those details. We will give you your dividend in your Indian bank account. Arrangement of distribution of dividend in India. Apple, a foreign company registered in a foreign country for the purpose of Indian taxation laws, will be treated as a domestic company. No company does that. फालतू बैठा है क्या? You want dividend? Open account in our country. We will pay your dividend money there. All practical purposes, foreign companies don't take this extra effort. Bola, you want dividend money? Open account over there. We will give you. So for all practical purposes, what happens is companies avoid this. Once companies avoid this, then here Indian companies remain, and all foreign companies by default will go here because none of them have made any arrangement. इसीलिए तो practicing CS learn them interchangeably. Practically तो anyways, foreign companies don't do all this extra work. So Indian company becomes domestic and foreign company becomes non-domestic, but theoretically, legally, on paper, it is possible that a foreign company is distributing dividend to its Indian shareholders. And then for Indian tax purposes, it will now be treated as a domestic company. You were asking something? No? It will now be treated as a domestic company. So finally, what is the definition of domestic company? Indian companies? Always. But foreign company, it makes arrangement. Or can you complete this statement for me? See, I am speaking half line, try to complete the full line. I'll get an idea of whether you're understanding things. All Indian companies are domestic companies. But correct? Sometimes it can be a foreign company also if the arrangement is made. And what is non-domestic? Anything which is not domestic. Short form समझते? Not domestic. Not equal to domestic is non-domestic. Or if I have to define foreign company that does not make arrangement for distribution of dividend in India becomes non-domestic. That's your third person liable to pay tax. Income tax is payable by every person. When we started, you thought every मतलब अपन सब. No, we are all only the first point. Second, HUL. Third, company. Understood? Fourth, person ka definition is going on. They have to all pay tax if they have income. Firm. And every time we write firm in income tax, it will also include LLP. Partnership firm is liable to pay tax. Firm, once again, OC, SP. First time when you come across the concept called partnership firm. Yes? What is partnership? According to Section 4 of the Indian Partnership Act, partnership is the relationship between two or more persons who have agreed to share the profits of a business carried on by all or any one of them active for all. I think I learned this definition in 2006. But learn ऐसा किया था कि set है life. वैसे तो consequences of First World War 2003-4 में history में पढ़ा था. But I still remember that answer. That doesn't matter. Point is, what you said was the definition of firm as per Partnership Act. And now we want to know firm as per income tax. No, income tax bolta hai firm. We have to see what is firm in income tax. Good news. That same firm which is firm as per Indian Partnership Act is also a firm liable to pay tax here. And likewise, that same LLP which is LLP as per LLP Act. Is this 1932 and 2008 respectively? Yes? That firm as per Partnership Act and that LLP as per LLP Act is also the person that is firm in LLP here. This is not different from that firm. This is same as that firm. Companies Act maybe it was the same. But we included foreign non-domestic companies also. But here we are including partnership firm as per Partnership Act and LLP as per LLP Act. Understood? This is same as that. That means when two or more persons form a partnership firm or LLP, what is the only difference, by the way, with your kind of knowledge that you are showing? I know that you all know the difference. Once upon a time, India had two options, firm or company. Firm or company. Firm or company. Firm mein less paperwork, less rules and regulations, less hassles, but unlimited liability. You have to sell personal assets to repay your liability. Company mein limited liability, but number of papers, number of hassles, number of hard work, amount of hard work, number of forms. Sometimes so we feel, when people are taught company law, both in intern and final, supposingly a director wants to do, first he has to fill up a form. That is the amount of compliance burden, paperwork in companies. We are Indians. We follow mixed economy. Capitalist and socialist को mix किया ना. We created something called LLP. All features taken from firm. Less paperwork, less hassle, less everything. And one feature taken from here, which? Limited liability. Mixed economy. That's a new form of organization called LLP. Most corporate organizations now register as LLP. In fact, companies are actually converting into LLPs, which is reducing their paperwork and their burden. आप समझा क्या? So we know what is a firm, LLP and company. I just have to tell you one thing, that in income tax, LLP is treated at par with firms. Tax provisions which are applicable to partnership firm will be applicable to. That way LLP also has features, characteristics of company. Main one characteristic, that is limited liability. So it has got mixed characteristic. But in income tax, the moment you come across LLP, matlab you will apply provisions which are applicable to partnership firm. That is LLP under income tax law. Is that understood? Very good. Fantastic. So partnership firm as well as LLP. both will be liable to pay tax as per income tax. So whenever 2 or more persons together form a partnership firm, that firm will earn profits. If it has profits, will it pay tax? My question is very clear. If it has profits, for any assessee, tax can arise only if there is income. If it has profits, it can have any income other than salary again. It can have rent income. It can have business profits. It can sell any of the assets and earn capital profits. It can earn other sources incomes like commission, interest and all those incomes. All incomes possible. Firm will pay tax. Why do I say firm will pay tax? Because firm falls in the definition of person. And same applies to LLP also. Like companies, firms also have a flat 30% tax. No basic exemption, no slabs. That means 1 lakh ka income, 30,000 ka tax. 10,000 ka income, 100 rupees ka income, 30 rupees ka tax, and 10 rupees ka income, 3 rupees ka tax. That means, can I say companies, firms have a flat tax, individual HUF have slab rates? You knew this before today? Some of you? No? But you all understood? Despite the fact that I have not taught you tax rate, I am just discussing with you. Yes? Some people ask a doubt here only. And I like those students who want to know a little more. Because they are interested in gaining that knowledge. Some are like, question jab bhi karna aayega tab dekhega. When I have to study and give the exam, tabhi. At the end of the day, if I get my 40 marks in GST and I pass my paper 4, and to hell with how many marks I score and whom do I have to show till the time I pass. If that is your mentality, then I can also not contribute much. But if there is someone who wants to know this, especially if I motivate you to learn the law ka what ka answer nahi, why ka answer. Why? Why, sir, individual HUF has got slabs and company firms have flat? वो है, वो तो what is the tax rate? I told you. Not in writing but orally. But why, sir? You should know that also, no? The logic is hidden somewhere where I taught you slab rates. India takes tax from people on the basis of paying capacity. Did I tell you this? So as and when your income will increase, the rate at which we will take tax from you will also increase. Not just the liability in rupees, because that will to increase with fixed rate of tax also. The rate will also increase. Correct? Poor should pay less tax and rich should pay more tax. That is why after 10 lakh, 30%. A person who is earning up to rupees 2,50,000 has to first take care of his family, then only he can take care of the country. But a company or a firm does not have to take care of family first of all. Think about it. Logic, first thing. Second, companies and firms are created only by those who are rich. You become a CA. You don't have any income. You don't have any savings. Hoega kahan se? Before today you did not have any income only, so how will you have savings? Maximum, some people get some funds from their parents. Bola, take this, do what you want. That's the best we can do for you. And within their capabilities and capacities, parents will always do whatever they can for you. We all know that. If possible for them. And you are deserving also. Some parents know prior that giving you anything is of no use. Some parents know that in advance. Then they might not give you, knowing you. And your parents know you better than yourself. Okay? So, you don't have any funds. And you still want to do some business, some profession. You want to pursue something. You will do little work. Earn some money. Spend for your family. Save some money. ऐसा थोड़ा थोड़ा save करके you will build capital. And you will really struggle. Especially those who don't have any inheritance. No? The struggle is real, bro. I am telling you. When you are completely on your own. Real struggle. Okay. When someone wants to start a partnership firm, first of all, alone cannot know. We decide to start partnership. High five, chalo, let's start partnership. It does not work that way. Okay. Both of us have to first contribute some capital. Bank account debit to partner's capital account. With that fund, we will make a partnership deed and incur legal charges. Because no matter how much you trust each other, you always do it on paper. Paperwork has to be perfect. Legal charges, partnership deed. Usme drafting, submitting, court charges, all the charges will be applicable. Sometimes the fees can go to 25-30,000. Some practicing CA firms charge firm registration ke liye 25-30, sometimes as high as 50,000, 1 lakh also. After that registration of firm, you will open a bank account in the name of the firm with all the address proof, identity proof of the partners. You have to give it to the bank. Then bank account will open, and then you can take the first rupee of income in the name of your firm. Tab tak you are only spending money. That means you have the capacity to hold money for some time. Only such rich people can afford this firm. Do you agree with this? So then we don't have to give you slabs. Poor people start proprietorship. Poor people start families. You are starting partnership firm, matlab you are rich. It is assumed. So firm ka example. In company, you have to print memorandum. You have to print articles. Issue hai to prospectus. You have to get everything. The amount of expenditure that you incur before registration is massive in companies. Do you understand what I am saying here? Correct? So it is assumed that those who start firms and companies already have monetary power. Plus, a firm and a company is an artificial person where the firm does not have to take care of anybody's family. As partners, you will withdraw profits and then take care of your family in your own personal case. And therefore, every rupee is taxed at a flat rate. Domestic company 30, non-domestic company 40, partnership firm also 30, and LLP? Same as partnership firm, because all tax provisions of LLP are same as firm. So LLP also 30. Is that understood? So what is the firm covered here? What is the rate of tax? Did we discuss all this? Just one extra thing I would like to tell you. Something extra I have to tell you. What was the logic behind making firm and assessee? We could have done what? Don't make firm assessee. So two of us will do some business together. Firm will make profits. Well, what is the profit sharing ratio? हाँ नहीं तो भाई सबका मन चलता है. He could have said 95 मेरा 5 तेरा. चल 1:1. Okay, 80 lakh profits. 40 मेरा 40 आपका. We will pay tax on our 40 each. Correct? But government does not want that. Government says firm has earned kitna 80. Make the firm pay tax, whether normal firm or LLP. Make the firm pay tax. And after paying tax, this money will be distributed to whom? Section 10. Nach. 10 means the moment an assessee sees. Assessee means person liable to pay tax. The moment an assessee comes across the term Section 10, the Section 10, so nacho. Why nacho? Exempt income. 10(2) क्या था पता है? You still remember or forgot? Share of profit received from HUF. Share of profit received from partnership firm also is exempt. I will not give you the logic this time. You will give me the logic. Why is this profit received by partner from firm exempt? Bas, ho gaya. Because the firm has already paid tax. HUF has paid tax, so share will be exempt for member, and firm has paid tax, so share of profit will be exempt for the partner. Understood? Fantastic. So income tax is payable by every person. First, in person. First, individual. Second, HUF. Third, fourth, including fifth, an association of persons. Short mate is called AOP, or a body of individuals. BOI. INDL matlab individual. Na? Are you able to identify the short form and understand it? An association of persons or body of individuals. So now we have to understand the meaning of this. The fact that it appears in the list means that it is liable to pay tax. That's the maximum that we can identify so far. Correct or no? But what do you mean by this? Let's try and understand that. Both AOP and BOI, first of all, they are same. They are only two names of the same thing. You know Virat Kohli is also Chibu. Karishma Kapoor Lolo, Kareena Kapoor Bebo, Hrithik Roshan Duggu. और किसी का मालूम है आपको? No, or this much is enough. Two names of the same organization. What is this organization? A group of persons. ये आप फॉर्म में बोल रहे थे कि कंपनी में बोल रहे थे? This is AOP. A group of persons who are coming together. क्यों? गर्भ for a common purpose or goal. A group of persons who are coming together for a common purpose or goal. That's AOP, BOI for you. Sir, English to humko bhi aata hai, sir. What do you mean by this? Just writing this definition is not going to help our case. Group of English. Example. Have you heard of an organization called Lions Club? Yes. Group of persons coming together for a common purpose. They will plant trees, they will help underprivileged children, they will distribute kits to the needy, they will help people during the rains, winter mein they will distribute blankets, something like that. So group of persons who contribute their membership fees, become members, with that fund they do charity, something like that. Yes. Anybody from the second best college of South Bombay? Second best college of South Bombay HR? No one? So you all are all from? Sit down. नहीं मैं कॉलेज पूछा. Which college? Most are from this part of the city. Podar. Sidnam, Hinduja, मलाड, विले पार्ले. और कोई बची है? वो भी इधर ही है. तो हम मीटिंग में. Very good. So no one from HR. Supposed to be the second best college of South Bombay. Central side मतलब यहाँ पे this part में what is best? रूपारेल और पोदार. He's like, sir, I am in minority. Why are you asking this question? You all sort it out amongst yourselves. Okay. Or NM Mithibai mein I will not ask you because you are alone. So what answer you will give? Imagine he's saying, sir, NM is better. But CA is better than MBA. Jai Hind is better than HR, and we are not having a discussion on this anymore. We are not discussing. I am not asking. Okay. क्योंकि हम लोग कॉलेज भी जाते थे. Not that if you are doing CA, so don't come to college only. Then why you take admission in college? चल खैर, let's not discuss this. Okay. If there was some HR student, तो थोड़ा मजा आता. But there is no one. No problem. You've heard of this organization called? So that only I was going to also say. But first I was going to ask about the college, no? Rotary Club. Why only a college? Rotary Club. Rotary is a big organization. Anybody can open Rotary Club under their brand. You have to just pay them something annually. Anybody can take it. समझा क्या? हाँ. A group of people who come together for achieving a common purpose or goal will be called association of person. Any kind of club. Okay. You contribute your membership fees. Correct? For example, your NSCI. Garware is BCA, Bombay Cricket Association. MCA भी बोलते हैं. Or your CCI. CCI is Brabourne, Cricket Club of India. Radio Club. These are organizations I'm talking about in Mumbai only. Group of people who have come together for a common purpose or goal will be called an association of persons. Okay. Now listen. This is the organization. People take membership here. If all these members, if all are individuals, then it will become a BOI, body of individual. 10 human beings together form a club. All are human beings, natural persons. So we can also call it a body of individual. But is it possible that sometimes a non-individual is a member? You have heard of corporate membership in a club? This is a club and ABC Limited has become a member in this club. The membership fees of ABC Limited is higher than the normal membership fees. You know why? If I take membership, myself and my family will go and utilize facilities in the club. Correct? Hai? But if ABC Limited takes membership, so 50 employees per annum will be given facilities. So the club facilities will be used on a larger scale. Clubs do give such memberships, but the charges are higher. Simple. So is there a non-individual who is a member? Then you will have to call it AOP. If all are individuals, then BOI. If any company or firm or any kind of member other than individual, so, but I'll tell you something. Just answer this. Are individuals a part of person? So supposingly all are individuals. They are all individuals. But at the same time they are all persons also, no? Because every individual also falls in the definition of first point here. So that means if it is a BOI, it is by default also AOP. If it is AOP, having only individual members, you can also call it BOI. If there is AOP having non-individual member, then it will be called only AOP. That's the only difference. Otherwise, AOP and BOI are absolutely same organization. So is it possible this organization has earned any income? That will also be liable to pay tax. But of course, some of them take registration as charitable trusts. You call them non-profit organization. In tax, so in company law, you call them Section 8 companies. In tax, we call them charitable and religious trusts. You have to fulfill certain conditions. So a portion of your income will be exempt. The moment we come across the term charitable trust, no, ऐसा देख के दया आता है, name उनमें गरीब लोग. They are going to be eligible for tax exemption. But first you have to fulfill certain conditions. After you fulfill conditions, you get exemption. Not on your entire income, fully exempt. A part of your income will be exempt. Part of your income. Sir, kitna part? Chapter 12 of CA Final Direct. Assessment of religious and charitable trusts. We are not interested in knowing charitable trust का tax exemption right now. Okay? Knowledge के लिए चाहिए 12-hour chapter है. बैठ जाना after class. I will open in this laptop only. I record everything. I am basically a mazdoor आदमी taking 2 bags worth goods and roaming across the length and breadth of the city सुबह से शाम तक. Okay? Always running from here and there. Just 1 second. ये बंद कर दो. Sorry. हाँ. तो where was I? Charitable trusts. ये charitable trusts को tax exemption है. But you are not right now supposed to. उसको भेजो ना जरा. हाँ. चलिए. So basically charitable trusts are also AOPs. But they have to fulfill those additional conditions. Then only they get exemption. If they don't fulfill those conditions, so they will be taxed like any AOP. Are they a group of people who are coming together for a purpose? If all are individuals, so BOI or AOP. It can be both. But if there is any non-individual member, any corporate member, so kya hoega? It will become only AOP. AOP, BOI are also persons liable to pay tax. Correct? Yes. Next. a local authority. Local authority. Example? गाली देते MCG है. Don't use bad language. Municipal Corporation of Greater Mumbai. Mumbai का limits are at Dahisar Cheknaka on the western line, Mulund Cheknaka on the central line. Mulund mein east and west there are two Cheknakas. So you cross Mulund, it is not Mumbai anymore. On the harbour side you go, there is a place called Airoli. And thoda sa aur idhar there is a Cheknaka at Vashi. I was an obnoxious townie all my life. South Mumbai, born and brought up in South Mumbai. I never traveled to Dadar till I became a CA. Seriously, I am telling you. After I started teaching also, first few years I used to teach only in South Mumbai. But last 5-6 years में geography कुछ ज़्यादा ही expand हो गया है. So early morning 6 o'clock I am leaving my house to go to Vashi, Mulund. 6 o'clock I don't go to Ahmedabad and evening में come back. वो daily up down नहीं है. If I go there then 15 days I am there. If I go to Kerala then 15 days I am there. If I go to Andhra then 10 days minimum I am over there. तो ये local limits होता है. The moment you cross the limits of municipal corporation of Greater Mumbai, you will be either in Navi Mumbai Municipal Corporation. If you are entering Vashi, you will be in Thane Municipal Corporation. You will be in Meera Bhayandar Municipal Corporation. These are local authorities. Government operates at 3 levels: central government and local authority. Central government is headed by तो सोच क्या रहे? Prime Minister. Who is the Prime Minister of India? Very good. State government is headed by Chief Minister. Chief Minister of Maharashtra? On paper. Just like Virat Kohli was captain for toss for many years. And all decisions were taken by Dhoni. And I'm sure you also know who is the Dhoni in Maharashtra right now. Like when Uddhav ji was the CM, who was the remote control? Likewise, now when Shinde Sahib is the CM, Thane guy may be offended. Sir, aisa kaise hamare idhar se bana hai? Why do you say so? Nahi? No worries. Okay. And then we have the local authority. Supposingly there is some water ka problem. Contaminated water is coming to your house. तो क्या? मोदी जी पानी खराब आवे छे. नहीं? तो शिंदे साहब. नहीं? You have to complain to the local ward office of the municipal corporation. Delhi का, health का, water का, public works का, all these are responsibilities of municipal corporation. If hawkers have illegally occupied your area, we are in Dadar West and near the station. Building, you know, I reach all the way up to here. Building किधर गया? इधर ढूंढना पड़ेगा. The building is hiding behind the hawkers while entering the building and leaving the building. If there is water logging, floods का problem है, traffic का problem है, all this is the responsibility of the local authority. And local authority here nahi, everywhere in fact, across the country, is charging money for almost every facility that it is giving you. Birth certificate, death certificate you want, you have to go and take it from local authority. They charge money based on the number of copies you are asking for. And you have to, especially in death certificate cases, you have to show your relation with the deceased. I am somebody who is a family member, then only they give you the death certificate. Otherwise, they don't allow it. Funeral के लिए you go and buy wood. Funeral wood में तो wood तो they provide, but you want space no for 1 hour. ऐसा थोड़ी के ऑलरेडी किसी का was going on, चल ऊपर ही रख देना, चल हो जाएगा साथ में जॉइंट में. नहीं, they charge money for that also. During your festivals, जब ये processions होता है उसके लिए you have to register, तो they charge money for that also. And अभी तक तो I am talking only about the legal part. Municipal Corporation of Greater Mumbai is the richest municipal corporation in the world. and also the most corrupt municipal corporation in the world. The smallest of work you want to get done over there, no? You have to pay money. You know, wherever you go across the city, you will find all the roads are under construction, only full city is under construction. यहाँ खुदा है, वहां खुदा है, जहां देखो वहां खुदा है, जिधर नहीं खुदा है कल खोद लेंगे. Everywhere it is under construction. No? Why? Yesterday they make a road, today they dig it again and again. Because the contractors get paid from municipal corporation. And the corporator whom you elected gets 20% of the payment in cash. So I win elections. I get the contract for you. You get 10 crore rupees. You have to give me 2 crore in cash. Any shop installs a new shutter. That corporator gets paid for that. Illegal ka, I am not talking also. Legal only. Water ka charges, this charges, that charges, innumerable charges are taken by the local authority. All that will be taxable income, subject to some exemption that we have given them in section 10. Section 10 is exempt income. There is some exemption given. Subject to that exemption given, municipal corporation will also have to pay tax. Sir, wo to government has still. And for this you will have to recollect what we studied yesterday. Which government gets income tax? And municipal corporation is government at the local level. And therefore, municipal corporation, mitro, also has to pay income tax. In fact, rate is for municipal corporation also same as firm flat 30%. Subject to that exemption that we have given to municipal corporation, local authorities also fall in the definition of person liable to pay tax. And mitro, last, every person is liable to pay tax. Individual, HUF, company, firm, AOP, BOI, artificial juridical person is the last. Local authority ho gaya. Last is artificial juridical person. We also call it AJP, henceforth in short. Don't write AJP in exam. It is not an accepted short form. Artificial juridical person. Sir, what does this mean? Etc. End of thinking capacity. We started making a list. Individual, HUF, company, firm. We wrote 6 points. But there can be someone who does not fall in the above categories. Anyone not covered above but has earned income. You are not covered above but you have earned income. So you will fall here. Sir, matlab kya? Matlab samjha? Chill karo. Sir, what do you mean by this? Let me give you a couple of examples. Rajnikant ke baare mein we discussed. Does he fall in any of the above categories? Because we thought for a moment he is God, no? South mein. Which category? Individual. Very good. He played the role of a scientist called Vasikaran in a movie called Robot. Dekha hai Robot? Vasikaran? Similar कैसे हो तो फीमेल होगी. Not seen the movie, it's okay. Scientist, an actor playing the role of a scientist in a movie, is he an individual? A stupid question you are asking, sir. Natural person. In that movie, the scientist made a robot. That was a movie ka robot. Now someone is telling me in the class that similar robot is there actually in Dubai. Let's assume there is such a similar robot. In the movie, that robot was called a Chitti. He had all the characteristics of a human being. Eyes, nose, ear, hair. That scientist made that robot exactly same as a human being. And for those who have seen the movie, know this. Those who have not, I am telling you this. By the end of the movie, the scientist incorporated human feelings inside the robot. The robot was showing anger, happiness, all those feelings. All characteristics of human being. And with superpowers. Is it possible that the robot has earned income? Yes, it is. You can hire that robot at home. Hey, पंखा चालू करना, AC बंद करना, चाय लेके आना. Just imagine, you just have to charge him, not pay him. Correct, na? Can you keep that robot at home and pay it? Yes. Is that an individual? Let's be clear. It looked like an individual, but is that a natural person? No, it was a machine. And if it is not an individual, it is definitely not HUF, company, firm, AOP, BOI, local authority. That robot will come. Obviously, if it has earned income. One thing. Second thing, the good students may ask this doubt. Sir, it is a machine. It can refuse to pay tax. Its battery only will drain. How will the AO recover? Chill karo. How will the department recover the tax? Chill karo. Every machine, every artificial person will have a natural person to represent it. If the robot is an artificial person, there is a scientist, a real person who is representing it. It will be the responsibility of that person who is representing the machine to pay tax on behalf of the machine. आप समझा क्या? There is someone to represent. So, tax will be taken from the robot also. That's an example of artificial juridical person. Meaning क्या है? Anybody who has income but is not covered above will fall here. Example समझो. Second, one more example. Any student who has a pet at home? No? Any of the male students who are married? Any of the female students who are married? No. After the female students get married, they will get a pet at home. I will not talk much about it, nahi to I will start crying. So one day you will keep him at home. Supposingly, let me assume you have a pet, which is a dog. That dog participated in a race and it won the race. Possible? That dog will earn income. Is that an individual, a natural person? Is that a natural person? If it is not an individual, then thereafter it is not HUF, company, firm, AOP, local authority, NJ. But has it earned income? Anybody who earns income but not covered above will be falling in the definition of artificial juridical person. Some are like, sir, uste kaise lega, wo to kaat lega, bhau. The caretaker, the owner of that pet, is responsible for tax payment on behalf of that pet. That is a procedural part. They will recover the way they want. But is it liable? That's the first question. Yes, it is liable to pay tax. Is that understood? Well, that, ladies and gentlemen, is your definition of person. For those who at the beginning thought, sir, person matlab hum log sab. No, sir. Nahi. Person means individual, HUF, company, firm, AOP, BOI, local authority, artificial juridical person. 7 categories of assessees who will be liable to pay tax. Assessee का मतलब क्या होता है? Person who is assessable to tax. Liable to pay tax. Any person who is liable to pay tax will be called assessee. Correct? So who are those persons liable to pay tax? Total 7 categories, and therefore we call them assessees who will be liable to tax if they are income. See, they become person whether they have income or not. Once they have income, they are assessable to tax, and therefore we will call them assessee. Every person who comes here and then has income will be assessable to tax, so we call that person an assessee. Samjha? So you will have to say that sentence every time we finish one part in that sentence. Which sentence? मैं तो क्या बोलता हूँ, that one sentence. No, I told you yesterday also. It is like the Gita, Quran, Bible, Agam, Guru Granth Sahib of your syllabus. You write that somewhere, maybe on the first page of your notebook. First page you open every day, no? That is why. Last page पे मत लिखना, नहीं तो while cutting your nails वो चला जाएगा. First page maybe of the cover page of your book. Which sentence, bro? Charging section 4. क्या? What is that charging section? Income tax is payable by every person in each assessment year on the net taxable total income earned during the previous year. Now all you are required to tell me is, from this charging section, what have we completed? We have finished the first thing, that is meaning of person. Can you, without looking at the list, try to tell me who are those 7 persons liable to pay tax if they have income? Individual, HUF, company, firm, AOP, BOI, local authority. Fantastic. 7 categories of persons liable to pay tax. Correct? उसमें से we have finished. इस charging section में से we have finished the first thing, that is person. Now we will pick up the next 2 things and learn them together. That is previous year and assessment. You take a short break. I take a short break. I am not tired. You are learning since what time? From morning, matlab. Liar, liar. Pants on fire. I am teaching since, देखो मैं मेरा टाइम टेबल बताता हूँ. 4:30 I get up. ठीक है? Listen, Neil. 4:30 I get up. 1 hour 15 minutes रेडी होने का, भगवान का नाम लेने का. I am not an atheist. तो 5:45 I left my house. 6:30 I reach Mulund. Right now my CA final का Mulund का batch is going on. तो 6:30 I reach. Then 10 o'clock तक lecture है. And hunger is my weak point. And सुबह 6:30 को you only get a nightly over there. तो 6:40 तक I eat. Then I set my system in the class like you saw me doing today. 7 sharp I start. 10 o'clock को I leave. Return का traffic at 10 o'clock is crazy, I am telling you. 12 I reach home. Today तो it was or be late, and that is why I told sir कि जब तक Ganesh Utsav is going on, I will not start the batch, because reaching Lalbagh, entering Lalbagh at that time is a big challenge. I said, sir, I am not taking right now. आज तो खाना खाने के लिए I got 5 minutes. It was already 12 o'clock. I left still. यहाँ पे आते आते today was crazy traffic. I am sure I would have reached early walking. But I am not tired यार. उसके बाद में भी I am speaking non-stop. तू बैठा बैठा मस्त मेरा शो एंजॉय कर रहा है, क्या टायर्ड? Okay, I discuss things other than studies for 2 minutes. हो गया break. Income tax is payable by every person. When? And the income will be earned when? And these are the next 2 things that we have to now go and study. We will now be studying the 2 things together, that is previous year and assessment year. Previous year will be the year of income. Assessment year will be the year of calculation. ऐसे लिखूंगा तो और लगेगा. So calculation and payment of, what will you pay to the government? Your income tax. Calculation and payment of tax. That will be your assessment. Is that understood? Now listen. Before I start previous year and assessment year, I need to first make you all understand that India follows financial year system. In India, a financial year starts on 1st of April and ends on very clever. 1st April ko chalu hua to year 31st March. Very sharp. Very good. But what we learn from this? India does not follow calendar system. आज के बाद never say this, sir, this is income of 2018 or 19 or 20 or 21 or 22. Because if you say like this, that means you are talking about a calendar year. The only way of defining a year or speaking a year will be, sir, this is income of 18, 19, 19, 20, 20, 21, 22, 23. आप समझा क्या? India follows financial year system, and therefore income calculation, or rather I should say income or tax calculation, will happen every year from April to March, April to March, April to March. First of all, we pay tax on our net taxable total income of the entire year earned during the previous year. We don't pay tax on a daily basis. 1st April को इवनिंग में घर पे जाने के पहले इनकम टैक्स टेक दिस टैक्स. डेली वेज वर्कर नहीं. तो द ईयर विल स्टार्ट ऑन 1st of April and end on, for example, the period which started on 1st April 18 and ended on 31st March 19 will be called financial year 18-19. The period which started on 1st April 19 and ended on 31st March 20 will be called financial year 19-20. The period which started on 1st April 21 ended on 31st March 22 will be called financial year 21-22. The period which is right now going on at the time when we are doing our lectures is 1st April 22 to 31st March 23. Can we call it financial year 22-23? इस पूरे साल का इनकम यू हैव टू कैलकुलेट फुल ईयर का इनकम, फुल ईयर का इनकम, फुल ईयर का इनकम. दैट इज हाउ यू विल कैलकुलेट योर इनकम year by year. India does not levy tax on income from 1st January to 31st December, not a calendar year. It levies tax from 1st April to 31st of March. That is why we call it a financial year system. Is that clear? Possibly something that you were aware also before we started. Very good. This will help you to understand what is previous year and assessment. Okay. The term assessment, the meaning of the term assessment means computation. And even simple language, if I tell you, because computation is also a word which you may not have come across quite often in life. To compute something means, simple word I am giving you, to calculate something. Assessment means calculation. Assessment means calculation. In Income Tax Act, we have to calculate two things. No marks for guessing. Okay. In the name of the law itself, those two things are given. We have to calculate income and tax. Income and tax. When we are calculating our income and tax, that means we are doing assessment. When we are adding all the incomes, computing our net income, and on that income we will apply the rate of tax and find out the tax liability, that means we are doing assessment of the assessment. So what is the meaning of assessment? Calculation. And what is the legal name of the word calculation? Computation. Henceforth, it will be advisable if you use the word computation instead of using the word calculation. I say calculation is right, but computation sounds more professional. What are the two things that we have to calculate? Income and tax. So, are we clear on two things? One, India follows a financial year system, and when we calculate income and tax, we call it computation, that is assessment of income and assessment of tax. Correct or no? Very good. Now, if you have understood this, then it will help you to understand the meaning of previous year and assessment. Okay. When you are sitting and doing calculation, on which day can you calculate the total income of any year? Let me fine tune my question so that you understand exactly, sir. Sir ne bola kya, sir? What are you trying to say? I have to be clear in my question so that I can expect answers from you. Income will be earned from 1st April to 31st March every day. We have to calculate our income for the full year. Can we calculate that on 1st of April? Year has started. Who are you? Nirmal Baba, Radhema, Asaram Babu? That you already know what you will earn for the remaining 364 days? No. You are not Asaram Bapu, you are Asam Bapu. 2nd April, 1st October, 1st January, 1st March. When can you find out, identify, calculate, compute your total income earned? 31st March is also wrong. Can I say first day of the next year? Yes or no? Yes. Because 31st March morning, if you calculate your income, it can still change in the afternoon. There can be a customer walking in and he will buy something from you. That is sales of 31st March. It's a part of this financial year. So the income has to be included. Afternoon may you calculate, evening may it can still change. You agree with this? Yes. And after you calculate, someone walks into your shop, your office. As a businessman, you can be doing anything and is willing to buy something from you. What will you say? No, bro, I have already calculated. My calculation kharab hoega. You come tomorrow. The calculation I have already done. I have done so much hard work. Calculation kharab hoega. When money comes, you don't think. You are learning from a Marwadi, no? So this much you will have to adopt. Never think twice when someone is giving you money. एक बार दे, बाद में देखेंगे. Don't fall for this line. नहीं तो sometimes someone will give you money and make you do things that you don't want to do. Okay? So it is always better to know why you are getting that money. But the point is that if it is a business ka sale, that to you will do no afternoon mein ya evening mein. You cannot calculate total income even on 31st of March. For being able to calculate your total income, you will have to wait for the year to get over. Maybe first day of the next year. Because now if a customer walks in, you don't refuse the sale. That sale will be recorded. But in the next year, then listen to the next sentence and see if you agree or disagree. That means by the time I calculate income of any financial year, that year has to be over. Till the time it is going on, I can't calculate. Correct? That means when I am doing assessment, assessment means the year of which I am doing assessment is over. Correct? And because the year is over, we call that year the previous year. Because when you sit down to calculate, that year has just got over. 1st April, नया साल का 1st April को sitting, no? So has the year just got over? It has already become previous year. So income of the previous year, calculate in the very next year and call that next year. This means that you earn income during which period? You earn income during the period 1/4/18 to 31st March 19, which is this financial year 18-19. But you calculate. Can you calculate on 31st March 19? You can calculate only on 1st April 19. That means you can calculate only in the next year. But at the same time, in this next year also, you are earning something. Yes. So you will earn income for the full year. That is the year 1920. Can you calculate income or tax right up to 31st March 20 also? No, you can calculate only on 1st April 20. That means when you calculate, you enter the next year. You will be earning income in the year 21-22. Can you calculate it up to 31st March 22? No, you have to wait for 1st April 22. That means you will be earning income from 1st April 22 to 31st March 23. But can you calculate up to 31st March 23? No, you will have to wait for 1st April 23. That means when we calculate, we are doing our assessment of the year which has just got over, and therefore this year will be called the previous year. That means 1920 previous year के लिए 2021 is the assessment year. But 2021 itself is also a previous year. But उसके लिए 21-22 will be the assessment. 22-23 is an assessment year. उसके लिए 23-24 will be the 22-23 is the previous year. उसके लिए 23, I was checking if you are listening. 22-23 is the previous year. उसके लिए assessment year will be. But 23-24 itself is also a previous year. So 24-25. So see if you understand. इससे what do we conclude? Therefore, every financial year, ultimately all of them are financial years, is previous year as well as assessment year. First, it becomes assessment year for the year which got over. Then it gets over and itself becomes the previous year. Matlab, if my income earning previous year is 1920, so my tax calculation assessment year will be 2021. If my income earning previous year is 21-22, so my tax calculation year will be 22-23. If my income earning year is 22-23, my tax calculation year will be 23-24. Earn in this year, calculate in this year. Earn in this year, calculate in this year. Likewise. So income will be earned during the previous year, but calculated during the assessment. Today we are on the 13th of September 2022. If I ask you which financial year is going on, so what's your answer? If you cannot look at the date and give the correct answer about financial year, then you need desperate homework, but I know none of the students of this class belong to that category. The homework you need to do, but itna kharab halat nahi. In fact, you all are far better, I am telling you. Don't get complacent. You all are far better. I can identify in 15-20 minutes. I have already spent yesterday ka full lecture and today ka more than half lecture. Itna to I can identify that your caliber, your talent is above average, far above average. And if students like you people keep passing CA as your target, then you are not giving respect to your own talent. You are disrespecting your own talent. I did not give CA for passing. That was never my target. I wanted to get a rank. Of course, you don't go around telling your friends that मैं तो rank लाने के लिए CA दे रहा है. They will make fun of you. Pakka. Don't tell them. Do it and show them. समझा क्या? हमारे टाइम पे आता था ना, मैंने किया था. First CPT ever. We started studying for PE1. 6 months we studied for PE1. अचानक से institute announced new syllabus. CA will have MCQs. Everyone was excited. सर का 3 बैच था उस टाइम पे. Vacation batch, regular 1, regular 2. I was in regular 1 batch, I remember. अब half students are saying we want to continue in P1, half are saying we want to shift to CPT. So finally 3 batches को decide किया. Whoever wants to shift, उसका अलग batch बनाया and the remaining batches were merged and sir continued over there. First CPT ever. आई वॉज द हाइएस्ट ऑफ दैट एंटायर बैच. उस टाइम पे रैंक देता था, पहला एग्जाम था, 30 रैंक्स देता था, ऑल इंडिया 19 था. एंड देन आई गेव पीसीसी, नॉट टू पास. अब 19 आया है तो उसको तुमको बेटर करना पड़ेगा. 6 पेपर्स होता था, 100 मार्क्स ईच. लाइक यू ऑल हैव 8 पेपर्स. वी हैड ओनली 6, वी हैड ओनली 1 अकाउंट्स. यार ऐसा नहीं कहते वाओ तुमको तो आधा ही पोर्शन था. नो, योर फुल पोर्शन ऑफ अकाउंट्स एंड एडवांस अकाउंटिंग वाज 1 पेपर अकाउंट्स. क्रेजी नंबर ऑफ चैप्टर्स, ऑल ऑफ देम. योर जितना भी ऑल दीज अकाउंट्स का हॉरिबल चैप्टर्स, सिंगल एंट्री, हायर परचेज, ब्रांच अकाउंट, जितना भी था ना, दे वर ऑल 1 पेपर ऑफ 100 मार्क्स. फर्स्ट पेपर. सेकेंड वॉज ऑडिट, थर्ड वॉज लॉ, दैट वॉज ग्रुप 1, 100, 100, 100, 300. एंड ग्रुप 2 में कॉस्टिंग एफएम वॉज 1 पेपर, 50-50. टैक्स में डीटी आईडीटी 75-25 था. डीटी वॉज 75, आईडीटी वॉज, उस टाइम पे आईडीटी हैड ओनली वैट एंड सर्विस टैक्स, कुछ था ही नहीं सिलेबस में. एंड लास्ट पेपर वॉज इंफॉर्मेशन टेक्नोलॉजी एंड स्ट्रैटेजिक मैनेजमेंट, वो 100 मार्क्स, 50-50. अकाउंट से 79. आपको पता है बेस किसने बनाया था अकाउंट्स? इट हैड टू बी, इट हैड टू बी, कोई डाउट ही नहीं है उसके बारे में. डिस्पाइट बीइंग समवन हु शिफ्टेड फ्रॉम साइंस टू कॉमर्स. डेबिट लेफ्ट साइड पे आता है कि राइट साइड पे आता है? सर ये उसको कहां का बुक छुपा था, तो कान के नीचे पड़ता. आई हैड एब्सोल्युटली नो आइडिया, सीरियसली आई एम टेलिंग यू, बट kept on following instructions. This was one principle that I kept on following instructions. Accounts में CA में 100 में से 79 लाना is big, I am telling you. Audit में 64 था, law में भी 75 था, costing FM 69, tax 64, all exemptions. ITSM 44. That also because there was strategic management. And in IT there was flow chart. 10 mark का flow chart and 34 marks in strategic management. There was a chance where 5 subjects exemption and 1 subject fail. Last paper के बाद more marks. अभी मैं बोला if I pass the last paper I will pass PCC. I can guarantee that. Last का मेरे को sure नहीं. Just pass. I missed a rank by 3 marks. क्योंकि सब में exemption था. And all marks were top 10 rankers का वो quality का marks था, पर 3 marks से फिर भी rank गया. And only because of that one stupid subject, IT, which I always felt that why is it even in CA? Because I had to write definition of laser printer, desk-jet printer dot. मेरे को बोलेगा कंप्यूटर पूरा खोल के फिक्स करना, I can do that. You tell me to open a CPU, open motherboard and fix every part, I know how to. Practically, I know computers more than computer engineers. Engineering is not education anyways. But theory में computers में you write define laser printer, that was not possible. So horrible. But ठीक है, now that you clear both groups, अभी ऐसा नहीं मैं वापस देगा रैंक लाने का. नहीं, ऐसा सस्ता नशा है मैंने कभी नहीं किया लाइफ में. Then CA final, बस अभी एक ही चीज है लाइफ का. Something that you achieve in one level, but just missed in the second level. So now giving CA final for passing was stupidity of highest level. Obviously CA final had to be given for getting a rank. My friends never asked me कि तेरा कितना पढ़ाई हुआ. Their question was which rank are you trying to get this time? मन में सोचता था I'll try to get a rank. But no यार, it just happened यार. क्या प्यार था क्या? It just happened. कुछ भी. I worked for it and it happened. But on the face you can never tell your friends that I am working for a rank, otherwise they will not let you study with me. तो कभी बोला नहीं, चुपचाप I worked. CA final 800 marks. I scored more than 400. That means aggregate हो गया. My total was more than the people whom I taught. They were I told you no, I started teaching while I was studying for CA final. उनसे ज्यादा था टोटल में. They passed both groups, some of them. I had higher total than them, but I didn't clear CA. Group 1 में all individual subjects done. Aggregate bit हो गया था. It was more than 200. Total was more than 400. Group 2 में one subject I had 64 65 कुछ टोटल, तो वहां पे भी हो गया था 200. देयर वाज अ सब्जेक्ट कॉल्ड इसका, इंफॉर्मेशन सिस्टम कंट्रोल एंड ऑडिट. 29 मार्क्स. रैंक लाने के लिए आई हैड गिवन CA. 29 मार्क्स इन इसका. ग्रुप 1 डन, 1 एग्जामिनेशन इन ग्रुप 2, बट 3 पेपर्स अगेन. वो तो सिस्टम कल ही बताया ना, one subject, then give the full group, other group was gone, but give the full group except exemption वाला papers. So 3 papers again. 6 months तक I tortured myself. I hated myself. तू साला घटिया आदमी, you had to give the paper for getting a rank and you could not clear also. Shameless, this, that. I was supposed to be blamed for it. Because while I was studying one day before the exam, I knew that I am not going to clear. I am not putting the correct effort. The 2 most important chapters of that subject were the toughest and I left. नहीं हो रहा है. I had time, but नहीं, effort ही नहीं डाला. While writing the paper, I could see कि ये वो 2 chapter से question आया. I did not do the thing right. My whole family knew that ये subject मेरा सबसे weak है, क्योंकि PCC में भी I lost wrong. PCC था, I lost rank because of that only. Everyone knew. 3 hours तक my mom was in the temple only. And exam देके I enter over there with my bike. And she comes down from the temple from that same lane. बोला पेपर. मैं बोला 28 और 30 के बीच में आएगा. Heck, I was very accurate. Every time I predicted my marks, no, in my entire CA career में लोग बोलते हैं marks cannot be predicted. I know what I wrote very well. 28 और 30 के बीच में आया. I knew I was wrong. Second attempt में I worked ऐसा कि वो इसका के अंदर ही I got 62 marks. Look, you failed me, no? Look, you wasted 6 months of one of the brightest talents, the future finance minister of the country. You wasted 6 months उसका. तू देख मैं तेरे साथ में क्या करता है. तू देख. You know what? उसने मेरे साथ ऐसा किया ना, उसको CA से ही निकाल दिया. इसका got abolished from CA syllabus. Do you know that? इसका is no longer a part of CA. अब if you do bad things to good people, then bad things will happen to you also. Simple है. Okay? But 6 months तक I hated myself. क्योंकि रैंक होल्डर कैटेगरी स्टूडेंट नो, तो फेल कैसे हो सकता है. I tortured myself. I didn't speak to people. I did not want, क्योंकि एक तो रिजल्ट का दिन होता है ना, and when you are a good student no, डिस्टेंट का डिस्टेंट कजिन ऑल्सो वांट्स टू आस्क क्या हुआ. काम करना, दोड पंचायत काम करना तेरा. यू नेवर कॉल्ड मी ऑन माई बर्थडे. बे क्या हुआ वाली, क्या हुआ. आई हैड टू स्विच ऑफ माई फोन दैट डे बिकॉज आई न्यू माई फ्रेंड्स विल कॉल मी एंड आस्क कौन सा रैंक आया. दे विल नॉट इवन आस्क मी पास हुआ कि नहीं. और जो आगे पीछे बैठे थे नालायक लोग रोल नंबर डाल के पहले ही चेक कर. दो इसके लिए इंस्टीट्यूट एडॉप्टेड दैट सिस्टम, क्योंकि पहले पीपल व्हाट दे यूज्ड टू डू वाज माय रोल नंबर नो, मेरे पीछे का 50 आगे का 100, आई यूज्ड टू चेक ऑल द रिजल्ट्स. यू जस्ट हैव टू एंटर द रोल नंबर. क्रोनोलॉजी होता था. आई न्यू हु वर द पीपल सिटिंग इन माय वाला क्लासरूम, उसका सबका रोल नंबर आई यूज्ड टू पुट. मेरा रिजल्ट सबसे पहले चेक करके देन आई डिड नॉट नो एग्जैक्ट रोल नंबर ऑफ ऑल द फ्रेंड्स, लेकिन रिजल्ट में तो नाम आता है ना. हाँ ये मेरा दोस्त है, ये क्लियर. हाँ ये मेरा दोस्त है, ये फेल. एंड उसकी वजह से वेबसाइट का लोड वाज सो हेवी फॉर पीपल बिकॉज ऑफ पीपल लाइक अस. द इंस्टीट्यूट एडॉप्टेड दिस. आई थिंक ओटीपी या वो यू हैव टू एंटर दैट पिन नो बिफोर यू आर एबल टू, यू कैन नॉट सी सबका रिजल्ट बिकॉज ऑफ दैट. तो आई न्यू कि माई फ्रेंड्स विल चेक एंड देन दे विल कॉल मी एंड देन वो सिंपैथी दिखाएंगे, बट आई वाज नॉट इन अ मूड टू टॉक टू एनीवन. कोई भी स्टूडेंट जो करेगा ना, दैट्स द सेम थिंग आई डिड इट. आई डोंट थिंक दैट एनीवन ऑफ यू ऑल आर ऑल फर्स्ट अटेम्प्ट फाउंडेशन. आपका कैलिबर तो मेरे को एक्चुअली शो करता है दैट यू शुड बी द फर्स्ट अटेम्प्ट. इफ यू डिड नॉट क्लियर एंड पॉसिबली दैट वाज विद द योर काइंड ऑफ कैलिबर, हो सकता है दिस वाज द फर्स्ट टाइम इन योर लाइफ दैट यू सॉ द एफ वर्ड इन अ मार्कशीट. आज के पहले कभी नहीं. मैंने तो अपने करियर में आई वाज अमंग द टॉपर्स ऑफ माय स्कूल कॉलेज एवरी टाइम. राइट अप टू सीए में मेरिट वाला था, तो फर्स्ट टाइम एफ वर्ड देखा डायरेक्टली इन सीए फाइनल मार्कशीट. सम आर लाइक इधर आके तो नहीं होना चाहिए, पहले किधर भी हो गया होता तो चलता, पहले भी उतना ही चुभता बे। बट आई रियलाइज दैट फेलिंग सीए इज द बिगेस्ट अचीवमेंट ऑफ माई लाइफ। हजारों बच्चों को पढ़ाना एंड क्लियरिंग देम एंड ब्रिंगिंग रैंक होल्डर एंड अटेम्प्ट आफ्टर अटेम्प्ट। अब तो आपको आपके पास टेक्स्ट बुक है ना, तो यू ऑल्सो नो द पास्ट रिजल्ट्स। अटेम्प्ट आफ्टर अटेम्प्ट, दैट इज नॉट एन अचीवमेंट। अच्छा हुआ आई फेल्ड सी, आई एम वेरी हैप्पी दैट आई फेल्ड सी, क्योंकि इफ आई वुड हैव क्लियर्ड एट दैट टाइम, दैट मीन्स ऑल थ्रू आउट नो डिस्टर्बेंस, then I would have never been prepared for facing failure in life. One attempt I failed, 6 months में I became a CA. Second attempt में तो था क्या बेदो, जो there was only one paper which I was having difficulties. उसमें ही I worked hard and I knew that this time तो, and I knew कि मैंने पिछली बार नहीं किया था बराबर है। तो most people तो don't realize that mistake only. They do the same study, same work, same books, something same result लेके आते हैं। बट आई न्यू वेयर आई वॉज रॉन्ग, मैंने इमीडिएटली उसको रेक्टिफाई किया एंड आई रियलाइज दैट 6 months में एवरीथिंग बिकेम नॉर्मल। सीए में ऐसा हुआ ना मेरे साथ, तो आफ्टर बिकमिंग सीए बहुत सारी डिफिकल्टीज आई। माई पेरेंट्स वर नॉट हैप्पी दैट आई एम इनटू टीचिंग। दे वांट के हम मारवाड़ी है, क्या बोलेंगे, हमारा लड़का पढ़ाता है, लड़की वाले आएंगे। तो मैंने बोला इज दैट द क्राइटेरिया? ब्लडी हेल, आई वांट टू डू व्हाट आई वांट, मेरा करियर है। वो टाइम अलग था। टुडे my mother goes around the whole city telling people my son is famous across country, my son is famous. बोला मम्मी बस करो, nobody is interested, but she is a mother after all. She goes around whoever she meets, मेरा बेटा तो मेरा बेटा ये, अरे बस बाबा बस। But that is how mothers are made. उस टाइम पे she did not want me to enter into teaching. I applied for job interviews. सुबह 3 घंटा teaching, rest of the day job. I got rejected in jobs. वो लोग ऐसा फिल्टर डालते थे, व्हाट इज योर एक्सपेक्टेशन ऑफ सैलरी। मेरे को जॉब करना नहीं था, मैं लिखता था 50 लाख, 60 लाख, 1 करोड़। सेकेंड अटेम्प्ट में क्लियर हो है 1 करोड़। ठग लाइफ मतलब उस टाइम से चला। आई गॉट रिजेक्ट बट आई वॉज नेवर अपसेट। कोई बात नहीं, इफ यू गेट रिजेक्टेड इन 6 months एवरीथिंग विल बिकम नॉर्मल। वेरेवर आई गॉट रिजेक्टेड, a couple of coaching classes, I am telling you, they must be तो cursing themselves and hating themselves, the owners over there, क्योंकि they thought that newcomer है, तेरे को हम नहीं लेगा। मैं बोला सर एक बार देख के तो, because that was time of need, no? newcomer है, नहीं लेगा। उनका पॉलिसी क्या है? let someone start teaching somewhere else, become popular, become famous, जब उसको सब जानेगा and we are also knowing that he is good, तो उसको डबल सैलरी देके उठा लेगा। When I was in need तभी नहीं लिया, अच्छा हुआ नहीं लिया। Now they regret, I don't. मेरे लिए तो in 6 months everything became normal. Then one day I thought के now everyone knows me. In 2-3 years of teaching, साउथ मुंबई में जितने भी सीए फाइनल के स्टूडेंट्स थे, they stopped going anywhere else, despite the fact that I was such a newcomer, only 2 or 3 years of teaching. But वो बहुत जल्दी स्प्रेड हो गया। उस टाइम पे नंबर ऑफ स्टूडेंट्स भी बहुत ज्यादा, एवरी हाउस, एवरी बिल्डिंग, एवरी फ्लोर देयर वाज अ सीए स्टूडेंट। लास्ट फ्यू इयर्स नंबर हैज फॉलन, और वो सीपीटी निकालना इज द रीजन, स्मॉल रीजन बिहाइंड दैट। बट सीए जैसा कोर्स कुछ है ही नहीं, एंड इट इज हाई टाइम दैट स्टूडेंट्स रियलाइज दैट इफ यू एंटर कॉमर्स देन देयर इज नथिंग बेटर देन सीए। एंड इफ यू थिंक सर so many people are doing CA, the market is having acute shortage. Everyone who clears is going to be absorbed by the market. इतना shortage है। Someone needs to educate these kids. अब मैं क्या सीधा हायर लेवल पे आके डील करता हूं, 11-12 के साथ में डील करने का मेरा काम नहीं पड़ता है। अदरवाइज आई कैन मेक देम अंडरस्टैंड दैट नथिंग इज बेटर देन दिस कोर्स। इधर देख लो एक, दैट इज व्हाट सी। क्या ठीक है, दैट इज नॉट द केस। तो आई डिसाइडेड कि अभी तो मेरे को सब लोग जानते हैं, तो वाई शुड आई वर्क अंडर सम ब्रांड एज एन आवरली पेमेंट का। कोचिंग क्लासेस आवरली पेमेंट, नॉट एट माई लेवल, नॉट एट माई नंबर ऑफ ईयर्स। यहाँ पे मैं कहीं पर भी आवरली काम नहीं करता हूं, बट इन जनरल फैकल्टीज आर पेड पर आवर, मोस्ट कोचिंग क्लासेस। मैं तो बोला मैं खुद का करूंगा ना, बिकॉज स्टूडेंट्स आर एनीवेज टेकिंग एडमिशन मेरे नाम पे। फर्स्ट बैच आई अनाउंस This is going to be my new coaching class, my location. From now I will teach only here 2 students. I was expecting 200. 2 students. Immature था ना, immature था. I announced my timetable on days where students have already joined some accounts का class, SFM का क्लास. वो स्टूडेंट आके बोला सर ज्वाइन करना है बट आई हैव ऑलरेडी पेड. तो क्या क्लैश हो रहा है तो कैसे करूंगा? इमेच्योर था. सेकेंड बैच आई कोऑर्डिनेटेड विद दोज अकाउंट्स का टीचर्स, एसएफएम का टीचर्स, कॉस्टिंग का टीचर्स. सर आपके डेज क्या है बता दो. आई विल कीप अदर डेज. यू ऑल आर मोर एस्टेब्लिश्ड नो, यू ऑल आर 15-year-old टीचर्स नो, पीपल विल गिव यू प्रेफरेंस. ठीक है, आपका डेज बताओ ना. आई विल कीप द अदर डेज, एटलीस्ट दैट मच फ्रीडम आई हैव. आई केप्ट द अदर डेज. सेकेंड बैच में क्लास में बैठने का जगह नहीं था. इट वॉज अ मैटर ऑफ 6 months. इफ आई हैड नॉट फेल्ड इन सीए नो, तो मैं पेशेंट नहीं रह पाता. बिकॉज इमेजिन समवन एक्सपेक्टिंग 200 एंड गेटिंग 2 students. इमेजिन व्हाट विल हैपन टू द कॉन्फिडेंस. लेकिन आई हैड फेल्ड इन सीए नो, एंड आई न्यू इन 6 months एवरीथिंग बिकम्स नॉर्मल. Any problem in life, it will become normal in 6 months. Okay, so I know that you all are very very talented. I can see that. मैं 15 minute में find out कर लेता हूँ. I have almost completed 2 lectures with you now. Still, it is possible. It is CA. It is CA, and it is possible at some point of time you are stuck. You don't clear. The next 5 years are very crucial. अगर कभी ऐसा लगता है ना कि I have not cleared now what? Let me tell you, in 6 months everything will become normal. And those who, now that you told me that cleared foundation in the second attempt, you understood कि सब कुछ normal हो गया. Where is the problem? Where is the problem? You can't expect something so respected to be so easy, no? Difficult तो है वो. तो मैं कभी भी मेरे मुंह से ये नहीं सुनोगे कि CA is easy. It is difficult. It is meant to be difficult. But after this, life is very easy. So you all are very very talented. I can see that, but you have to maintain this till May 23. Many a times we have seen good students, really good students. देख के लगता है तो पक्का रैंक लेके, but starting में slow पढ़. कितना बोलता है डेली रिवाइज, डोंट रिवाइज. Then जैसे एग्जाम comes closer, 12 hours, 14 hours, 16, crazy people. अगर day 1 से you study for 7, 8 hours, 9 hours, no? So last में also you have to study for 9 hours only. And now if you study for 4 hours, no, then last में you have to study for 16 hours. Balance ऐसे होता है. And by the end that they are so physically and mentally tired. Some are to like, sir, I'll do next attempt only now. अभी नहीं हो पा रहा है मेरे से. Don't do that. Okay? So you all are very very talented. And coming back to the point, we are talking about don't get complacent if I am praising you. ऐसा नहीं सर ने तारीफ कर दिया तो ठीक है कल मैं 1:30 बजे आएगा. हाँ नहीं. हाँ. Financial year starts on 1st April, ends on 31st of March. We will earn income in one financial year, but we can calculate only after the year gets over. Calculation is legally, technically called assessment. So the year in which we are calculating, by that time the year in which we have earned is already over, and that is why the year of income is called previous year. Every year, financial year is a previous year as well as assessment year. You will earn, that time it is previous year, and you will calculate, then that time it is assessment year. First every year will become assessment year for the year which got over, then it will become previous year for itself, and thus every financial year and previous year and assessment year वो sets of 2 में आता है. 1920 का AY 2021, 21-22 का AY 22-23, like that. In fact, all income tax assessments happen assessment year basis. Your AO will send you a notice of 23-24, no? Means he has sent you a notice of AY 23-24. AO मतलब assessing officer होता है. I keep on saying the short form, but I should, of course, you all are CA intermediate student. AO means assessing officer, the officer of the department who is going to do your assessment. 23-24 का notice भेजा ना? मतलब actually it is 22-23 का notice. Because income tax का पूरा system works on assessment year basis. Because till the time year is going on your previous year, you have to earn income. They don't have any responsibility. Their responsibility starts, in fact, your responsibility also of calculation and payment starts when the year gets over. Samjha? At CA final also, many a time students have this doubt. Sir, the year in which I earn income, That's the current year, the ongoing year. Income earning year should be my current year. Sir, income tax में current year को previous year क्यों बोलते हैं? Income I am earning, so this should be my current year. Why does income tax refer to current year as previous year? Sir, ऐसा क्यों sir? क्यों sir? Because by the time you sit down to calculate, that year is already over. That year has become previous. तो आज के बाद whenever we speak a previous year, we are actually referring to our current year. Because when we are calculating, it is over. So if you want to refer to कुछ साल पहले का year, say you want to talk about 15, 16, 16, 17, so people have this habit, क्योंकि this is general English, no? Sir, I am talking about that previous year. That previous year, that नहीं होता है. Previous year is this. If you ever refer to those years, 15, 16, 16, 17, stop using previous year, start using past years. Past year 15, 16, past year 16, 17. Current year 22, 23, previous year. Current year is your previous year in income tax. और उसका AY will be 23, 20. Is that clear? Okay. Now, that means, have we understood that income will be earned in the previous year and assessment will happen, tax will be calculated in the assessment year. And have we also understood that every year becomes previous year, assessment year both? Everyone has understood. Is that clear? अब हम ना definition की बात करते हैं. If we talk about definition, assessment year is the period from 1st April to 31st March every year. So that means, can I say every financial year is an assessment year? Where we are going to do assessment of the previous year is the year immediately before. Because that is why we call it previous year. While we are doing it assessment, while we are doing the assessment, it just got over. And this also is mostly going to be 1st April to 31st March only. So normally your previous year is always going to be 1st April to 31st March. Full year earned income, next year calculate. Full year earned income, next year calculate. But they have given two cases where your previous year will not be a full year का period. इसके साथ में previous year assessment will get over. Everyone has understood the meaning of financial year, previous year assessment year. आज के बाद we stop using the term financial year. We will either talk about previous or assessment. Second, we will stop referring to past years as previous years. Previous year तो अपना current year है. Okay? So for past years, we will use the term past year. Assessment year will always be a period of 1 year. Previous year also normally will be a period of 1 year only. But the two exception I have to tell you. Exception 1. If it is a newly set up business, I'll take you in the future. Thoda sa. May 23 is your CA intern. May 26 is your CA final. July 2026 you are a chartered accountant. I know. You have been told you are already a chartered accountant. Formalities are left. Formality करने में 4 साल लगेगा. You can't do tomorrow. Okay, sir, I am ready. So inter final साथ में ले लो ना sir. I am ready sir. July 2026 if you clear CA. In August 2026, 1st August 2026, you start a new business. CA firm, chalo. CA firm you can start only after becoming CA. You start your firm on 1st August 26. That's when you start earning your income. You learn for the full year. Earn up to 31st March. Year is over. 26-27 is over. 27-28 has started. 27-28 mein you can calculate income of 26-27. But starting from this date, because before this date, there was no income only. So in case of newly set up business, the start date is going to be first day, or you can say day of setup. Normally it will be April to March. Next year होएगा. Next year 1st April से you are earning. So next previous year will be April to March. but newly set up mein start date will be the middle of the year when you set up. Okay. Likewise, is it possible that there is a discontinued business? Yehi CA firm you do for many years. One day you stop. Yeah, somebody running a CA firm since 1990 is now stopping it. So, when the year started, was the practice going on?
Yes.
Suddenly one day the person decided to stop the activities. On 31st October, assessee says, "Bas ho gaya. I don't want to practice anymore. I want to retire." Is it possible? Yes. So this is income that you will earn during this period 20 to 23. Iska assessment will happen obviously in 23-24. Correct? But the previous year will be, this was also previous year ka start. The previous year will end on 31st October 22. In case of discontinued business, the end of previous year will be the date of discontinued. So assessment year is always going to be a period of, assessment year is always going to be a period of 12 months, 1st April to 31st month. Previous year will be the year just before the assessment year. Previous year will be the year just before the assessment year, which will normally be 12 months. That is from, but two cases, newly set up business or discontinued business. In case of newly set up business, it will start from first day of the setup of business. And in case of discontinued business, it will end on the date of discontinuance. Otherwise, it will always be April to March. So, are we all clear that income earning year will be called previous year? और उसके पहले का years अगर we want to discuss, तो we call them past years. And tax calculation and payment year will be called assessment. Is that clear? Very good. Now, that way आप mentally सोचोगे तो sir, person is over. We have understood the meaning of previous year and assessment year, everything. But this is the right time to make you understand the concept of budget. Budget का concept, finance bill, finance act क्या होता है? Little discussion on that. This will make us clear that every year is a new previous year, new assessment year. So when we give our exam, which previous year and assessment year will come in our exam? We will be asked questions of 2021, 21-22, 22-23 or 24-25. Wo, I will answer after this concept of budget. And after we finish this, person over, previous year over, assessment year over, mitro, chapter 1 basic concepts over. Once that is over, if you see in that main statement, income and tax. But income calculation will start from the 3rd chapter, because in the 2nd chapter, we need to discuss residential status and scope of income. But the concept of budget. Every year, on the 1st of February, we have an activity called budget. Finance minister must subah na dhoke. She can go like that also. That's her choice. Goes to the parliament. Right now it is she, so I am referring to her as she. In the past, it was always he. Okay. Just when I was convinced that the worst finance minister of independent India has been Mr. Jaitley. Worst. He was one of the best lawyers of the country. He was a lawyer. One of the best opposition leaders. One of the best administrators. Absolutely zero corruption political career of decades, but a horrible finance minister. He didn't know finance at all. He just know legal loopholes. He was a lawyer, no legal loopholes, bas. Nothing else. Just like Dr. Manmohan Singh, possibly the best finance minister, possibly nahi, actually the best finance minister of independent India, but sometimes if the right person is at the wrong place, no, then the right person also becomes wrong. The best finance minister also happens to be the worst prime minister of independent India. So when I was convinced that Jaitley ji is the worst finance minister India has ever had, auntie is like, nahi, ye award to main legi. This is to my award. She will definitely take this award by the time, because she has completed only 3 years. The tension is that she has got 2 more years. That's a big tension as of now. Okay. So, whoever is the finance minister will go to the parliament with a bag full of papers. Everyone will sit down in the parliament. The finance minister will take permission from the speaker of the Lok Sabha. Finance minister from Lok Sabha. Budget is presented in the Lok Sabha. Presently, the speaker of Lok Sabha is Mr. Om Birla. Very good. So, she will take permission. She matlab, finance minister is she, isliye I'm saying that, honorable speaker sir, I now rise to present the budget for the upcoming financial year. Matlab, if the budget is announced, every year announced? If the budget is announced in 21, so it will be announced for the upcoming year. 21 matlab 1st February 21. Do you understand? 2021 is just about to get over, only 2 months are remaining. Which is the new year that is going to start. So 21 ka budget will be for 21. She announced a budget in 22. Every year 1st Feb fixed date.
Yes.
This will be. See, 21-22 is almost over, only 2 months are left. So for which year? 22-23. Next year, next calendar year, before your exams. Come on. February is before May, no? February is before May. There will be a budget. 23. 20-23 is almost over. Very good. There will be a budget for 23-24. Every year, there is a government budget for the upcoming year. Barabar hai. This budget is divided in 2 parts. Part 1, fund allocation. Government expenses also you can call it. Fund allocation matlab government expenses. Our government cannot spend anything without taking permission of the parliament. Legally speaking, our government cannot spend anything without taking permission of the public. It's a democracy of the people, for the people, by the people. We have to take permission of everyone. But for taking permission, we cannot call 130 crore people at one place. बोला आओ ना मीटिंग रखा है. We can't call them, no? So we all cannot go. We send someone to represent us. That is a member of parliament. I come from an area where member of parliament called, a gentleman called Mr. Arvind Sawant is in the parliament from my area. When Mr. Arvind Sawant is sitting in the parliament, it is not Arvind Sawant. It is entire South Mumbai there. Because they have voted for him. He represents South Mumbai. If he says yes for anything, that means South Mumbai is saying yes. And if he says no, that means South Mumbai is saying no. समझा? North Mumbai में there is a guy called Gopal Shetty. इधर कौन है? You have no idea. You are under 18, no? So never voted in any election, no? I think it's Poonam Mahajan. No? I am not sure. See, अपना area का you should know. I know who is from my area. I know whom to vote, whom not to vote for. It is your responsibility to find out who is the representative in your area. If we see the larger picture, तो गांधीनगर से मोटा भाई, वाराणसी से मोदी जी, वायनाड in Kerala. You know, you don't know who is member of parliament from Wayanad in Kerala? Gandhi ji. Which Gandhi ji? Rahul Gandhi ji. Rahul Gandhi fought elections from Amethi in Uttar Pradesh. Amethi in Uttar Pradesh में 40 years से the person winning was from Gandhi Nehru family. That was the seat which they never lost. Never. It belonged to their family. But in 2019, before elections only, they knew that he is going to lose. Because 2014 में राहुल गांधी के सामने स्मृति ईरानी contested. She lost. Even before the results, it was sure that she is going to lose because she is fighting against a very popular figure. That's a family seat. She lost. But from 2014 to 19, she did best possible work for the people over there. And Rahul Gandhi knew that he is going to lose. So along with Amethi, he also fought elections from Wayanad in Kerala. In Kerala, no, supposingly there is a BJP candidate and there is a dog. People will vote for that dog. They will not vote for BJP. They hate. Hate means badly hate. Chowkidar chor. That is one. I don't belong to any political party. If I am in Gujarat, I praise Modi ji. If I am in Kerala, I blame Modi ji. मैं तो बहुत चालू है. I depending upon audience. तुमको क्या पसंद है? मेरे को क्या फर्क पड़ता है? I don't belong to any political party. You say, what do you want to hear? Good or bad about Modi ji? I will say that. Simple. How does it affect me? My problem is this. You need to understand this. Okay. So Rahul Gandhi had to fight from Wayanad. He lost Amethi against Smriti Irani. And he fought. And he won Wayanad mein, so he had to win only. He won over there. The place from where you are elected is called your constituency. Okay. So whole of India cannot go. So every area has elected their representative. That across the country makes a total of about 550. That is why वो तो for 549 तो वो 272 के ऊपर आपका that magic number that whoever gets 272 seats can form the government in the center. At least that much civics तो you all know, no? हाँ. तो every time anything is announced by the government has to take permission of all the members. Taking permission from members is same as taking permission from the country and its people, because these members represent those people only. Samjha? So those in support, actually literally na parliament mein this is how voting takes place. That the government proposes to tax so and so transactions. Those in support say aye, everyone shouts aye. Those against say no, people shout. Those who want to oppose, they shout no. And whichever is the louder volume, I am not kidding. Whichever is the louder volume, the speaker says, I think the ayes have it, the bill is passed. Yeah, I think the noes have it, the bill is rejected. Louder volume. Now think about it. If my party has won elections, that means maximum members are from my party. If I want to bring something, so I will tell them, जोर से चिल्लाना बे. नहीं तो मोटा भाई will come with a hunter. Hunter, I am saying bamboo nahi. Mota bhai will come with a hunter and he will make you say everything that you don't want also. You understand, no? So basically, government ka proposals are passed like this in the parliament. But budget presentation is responsibility of the finance minister. The first day of the month of February, finance minister will stand up. Honorable speaker, I present the budget. First part will be all this fund ka allocation. That I allocate 5,000 crore to health, 2,000 crore to education, 10,000 crore to COVID-19, ऐसा करोड़ तो ऐसा बोलता है चिल्लर बटोर. So this is how they allocate their budget. That is part one of the budget. Earlier finance ministers used to speak on this part for 1 hour. 10 o'clock ko budget speech used to start. 11 o'clock ko this part used to get over. And second part used to start. Second part is something that we are all interested in. Second part is something that it is relevant for us here. First part is irrelevant. So 10 o'clock ko finance ministers used to start. 10:50 ko I used to sit with paper and pen. जैसे ही finance minister will keep on giving the proposal, I note down. While I am noting down on my notepad, साथ में I am typing also. And before the finance minister finishes talking, almost at that time, the budget proposals, first one to send all the proposals, broadcast message. People are like, every year we wait for your message. कभी आएगा. Okay. So that's the first part getting over, normally 1 hour. Auntie speaks on this part 2 hours, 2.5 hours. कुछ आगे कुछ है अभी तो you going to get done or no? Sorry, huh? But I'm not saying sorry to you. I'm saying sorry to the one behind and ahead. वो स्त्री है, बोलने की आदत है, तो वो sorry, मतलब difficult to control. Once she starts talking. And see, she also has a husband. So she is used to talking more and making him keep quiet. So she does not let anyone else also talk. He keeps on talking. Abhi to 10:50 or sometimes to 11:30, 11:45 tak I know 12 o'clock tak to she is going to do time pass only. But once that time pass gets over, second thing, honorable speaker, I now give my tax proposals. This is the line the finance minister speaks, and they give two things. One, they give the tax rates for the upcoming year. तो समझा 21 के बजट में we will give tax rates of 21, 22. 22 के बजट में we will give tax rates of 22, 23. This is how we give tax rates. And one more thing, ladies and gentlemen, income tax का rates are not given in any section of Income Tax Act. They are announced in the budget. The rates of tax change every year, announced in the budget. So this is one thing. Of course it is relevant. Income taxes payable is the first line of the section of the line of that what we are trying to learn. That's the first line, no? वो रेट किधर है? Where is it given? Budget में, not in the section, any section of the Income Tax Act. First thing. Second, this is important. Every time a CA student comes across this word, no, this is the most important word of a CA student का life. She brings. She है क्योंकि she अभी she है इसलिए I'm saying she. She brings amendments. Amendments मतलब she will change some sections of the Income Tax Act. Every year there are amendments. Since its incorporation in 1961, income tax has been amended approximately 17,000 times. Every year it changes. Every year there are amendments. Every finance minister brings some amendments in the budget. Some provisions, some section added, some section removed, some section changed. Every year they do that. That means, can I say the income tax law changes every year? Earlier finance minister used to change it on the budget day. Once in a year. Auntie brings amendment whenever she wants. Budget khatam. Some months gaya. Well, I'm bringing ordinance. This over every, I'm not joking. 2019 mein she became finance minister. There were 3 budgets. One was outgoing government ka interim budget tha. That's a temporary budget. She brought a budget on 5th July 19 after becoming finance minister, after the new government was formed. And then in September she brought one more budget. बोला ऐसा कुछ छूट गया था. Sorry, I forgot. 2020 में she gave budget on 1st February. Then COVID came. Whole world was shut down. She brought amendments. In May she brought amendments. In somewhere in August, September also she brought amendments. 20 में भी. 21 में भी she brought budget and then ordinance. 22 में she till now has brought budget. And this time surprisingly the number of changes also she did were less. And CAs were celebrating, she saw less amendment. I said, you don't know what is her habit. She forgets things on the budget day. She will bring later. Whenever auntie will make a resume, hobbies में पक्का लिखेगा amendments. Auntie के resume में amendments will definitely be a hobby. But how does it affect us? Does the income tax law change every year? That means, can I say law of this year will be different? Yes. हमको कौन सा law पढ़ना है? Which is the budget that we have to study for our exam? I will answer that question. Question you understand or no? Yes. Which budget? Accordingly, which tax rates? Because tax rates change every year. So 21 ka 22, 23, which one? Let me tell you. The last budget that will come before your exam will be 23 ka budget. But while you are studying, the last budget that is out is 22. This will definitely not be there. Chalo, ye to old hai, outdated hai. We all understand. But between these two, there is still confusion, and I have to tell you that this is what is last announced while you are studying, and this is what will come just before your exams. So you have to be clear, and I have a logical answer to that. I can just not tell you, pre-Y ye hai, A-Y ye hai, this is the budget. I have to give you a logical reason behind that. Okay? But what is the significance of budgets in CA student ka life? 2 things. Tax rates and amendments. Tax rates, so we will do after income computation is over. An amendment we will do chapter by chapter. If you have done a rough scrolling of my textbook, you must have realized in whichever chapter there was an amendment, usko bold karke, italic karke, underline, and then background black karke text ko white I have done. So if you flip the pages, just flip the pages, those amendments will catch your eyes. And those who don't trust are checking actually now. Okay? Those who don't trust, हो गया गजब है यार. You don't trust me? ना बोल रहे थे. हाँ अच्छा, नो के लिए you are saying don't trust के लिए no. Minus minus cancel. I was going to come to that. Very intelligent. Okay. So amendments will be very important chapter by chapter. Tax rates so we will learn together. Understood what budget brings? But before I come to what is applicable for your exam, I wish to clarify. Everything that is announced in the budget is not the final law. Just because it is announced in the budget does not mean that it is now applicable. It is a proposal. She says, I propose to do this. I propose. That is what is announced. Any finance minister. Once the budget speech is over, we now call it a finance bill. While she is talking, it is only a proposal. Now the proposals are over. Bolo, mitro, all of you sitting in the parliament. These are my proposals. Anybody wants to say anything? Yes, I'm not asking you. Finance minister after completing her proposal says, anybody wants to give any opinion on this? Tabhi, one step happens in parliament. That finance minister has finished talking, proposals ho gaya. Now, finance minister will take permission from the speaker. Honorable speaker, sir, I now take your permission to move the bill. Move the bill मतलब ऐसा नहीं कि बाजू में राजनाथ जी को देने का नहीं. That does not mean move the bill मतलब everyone speak on this. Debate करो. You have any problem? No. See, good old days क्या होता था? Government had limited majority. They had support of other political parties. So those other political parties used to force them to change the provision. बोला ऐसा नहीं, you have to do this. And if you don't do this, we will withdraw your support. Your government will collapse. Become majority one party. Who will oppose? You think a member of parliament from BJP will say change this proposal? Mota Bhai will go to his home with bamboo. So, of late, objections are less. But there can be some opposition MPs who are requesting to. Request can be anything. After that discussion, the bill will be passed from Lok Sabha. Then it will go to the upper house of the parliament where we don't vote for people. Government nominates people, that is Rajya Sabha. Bill will be passed over there. And then in India, last step, in India there is one person only to felicitate others. That is President of India. As of today, who is the President of India? Very good. When the President gives, now I will say her for the President also. When the President gives her stamp, we say the President has assented the bill. That means we now call it a Finance Act. So there is an Income Tax Act and there is an Annual Finance Act. What is your entire syllabus of DT? Both inter and final? Income Tax Act, Income Tax Act, Income Tax Act. But you will still have to learn one Finance Act. Because you still have to learn which year ka tax rates and which year ka amendments are applicable for my exam. You understood? Yes. And we have to discuss. See, this is only first budget, then bill, then Finance Act. Some years ago, budget used to come on 28th of February.
Yes, sir.
Then budget session used to get over. Then monsoon session used to start in July. And that is when they used to pass the budget. Matlab year has already started, but budget is not passed. Nonsense. Modi ji sir, काय चल रहा है? What is going on? What nonsense? This is the British system. British used to bring budget in India at 5 o'clock in the evening. Because it used to match with their timing. In the Vajpayee government, they changed. Why evening? Morning mein layega. They changed it. Modi ji changed the date. 1st February ko we bring the budget. जो भी डिबेट करना है, डिस्कशन करना है, फिनिश एवरीथिंग बिफोर 31st मार्च. प्रेसिडेंट का स्टैंप इज नाउ लास्ट फ्यू इयर्स से टेकन बिफोर 31st मार्च. मतलब बिफोर द ईयर स्टार्ट्स वी हैव अवर फाइनेंस एक्ट. सो यू हैव टू लर्न इनकम टैक्स एक्ट एंड यू हैव टू लर्न फाइनेंस एक्ट. अब फाइनेंस एक्ट में यू हैव टू लर्न ओनली टू थिंग्स. व्हाट टू थिंग्स? टैक्स का रेट्स एंड अमेंडमेंट्स. टैक्स का रेट्स विल हैपन इन वन चैप्टर आफ्टर फिनिशिंग इनकम. अमेंडमेंट्स विल हैपन चैप्टर बाय चैप्टर. बराबर है? बस लास्ट क्वेश्चन, सर विच फाइनेंस एक्ट फॉर माई एग्जाम, बिकॉज एवरी ईयर इनकम टैक्स एक्ट देयर इज ओनली वन, फाइनेंस एक्ट इज एवरी ईयर. विच फाइनेंस एक्ट इज एप्लीकेबल फॉर माई एग्जाम? सर सुनो, आई कैन गिव यू डायरेक्ट आंसर, ये वाला पर्टिकुलर ईयर, खाली एक ईयर ही तो देना है, बट आई विल गिव यू लॉजिकल आंसर. लॉजिक से अंडरस्टैंड, because then you will not forget. And this system is not just for CA. Any course you choose, CA, CA, even your BCom exams, if you will give no TY BCom ka exam, so ये system will be followed over there also. When are you giving your exam? Now let's talk strictly about your attempt, because this changes attempt by attempt. When are you giving your exam? May 23. Which year it is? Financial year बोलो, क्योंकि previous assessment. This is 23-24. Is it still going on when you are writing your paper? Is 23-24 going on when you are writing? So 23-24 is going on. So can you calculate income of this year 23-24 in 23? No, you can't. You can't. Which is the last year जिसका income you can calculate? तो फिर this 20-23 and accordingly which is the Finance Act? 22. This year का Finance Act will be applicable. Before your exam, there will be one more Finance Act.
Yes.
But that will be for which previous year? मतलब which income earning year? 23-24. तो ये भाई 24-25. May 24 का students. मित्रों, let me be clear. Supposingly there is a student who has November 23 का exam. क्योंकि CA student का सबसे बड़ा problem is they skip one attempt and next attempt they come in amendment. So मेरा amendment. तो सुन लो. November 23 में still this year is going on. That means you can still calculate income of this year only right up to November 23. So CA final में तो we merge both these batches together. Right now all the morning का batch is going on are May and November. May 23 का batch कैसे होएगा bro? May 20 में inter का exam only did not take place. 2020 में कोई exam ही नहीं हुआ bro. You understood no? What was 2020 का year? हाँ, तो May November 23 happens together. But इंटर में क्या होता है? टैक्स cannot be taught first. नहीं तो everything will be bouncer. इसलिए we have to split the batch. Honestly speaking, if there is any November 23 का student, can come and attend tax now, because the portion won't change. But the moment your attempt becomes May 24, now which year is going on?
24-25.
24-25.
Yes.
So you can calculate income of.
23-24.
So then Finance Act applicable will be
23-24.
for May 24. Samjha?
Yes.
And this system is followed for all exams in the country. I could have directly told you the budget applicable for your exam will be Finance Act of 22, previous year 22-23, assessment year 23-21. I could have directly told you this, but logic se samjhana when you are writing your exam, because now it is clear, sir, both this attempt same tax rates, same amendments. This attempt new tax rates, new amendments will repeat here. Then May 25 new. Or let me put it this way, direct tax ka portion changes every May attempt, remains same in the November attempt, then changes again in the May attempt. And for your exam, Finance Act of 22, previous year 22-23, assessment year 23-24 is going to be applicable, mitro. Is that understood?
Yes.
So with this we reach that stage of our life where बहुत पढ़ लिया रे अरे हाँ, we are done with the definition of person liable for tax. Very good. We are done with the definition of previous year, the income earning year, and we are done with the definition of assessment year. तो फिर बचा क्या सर? Income and tax. NTTI is 9 chapters. Then tax is 1 chapter. But उस टैक्स के अंदर you get some relief. नाउ दैट यू हैव द टेक्स्ट बुक का हार्ड कॉपी, यू कैन चेक इन द इंडेक्स, टैक्स का एक रिलीफ का एक चैप्टर है एंड अल्टरनेट मिनिमम टैक्स करके कैलकुलेशन का एक चैप्टर है. सो टैक्स कैलकुलेशन ऑल्सो देयर आर 3 चैप्टर. दो AMT and relief are honestly very very small chapters. Okay. और उसके बाद में देयर आर सम चैप्टर विच आर एक्चुअली एप्लीकेबल इन CA फाइनल, दे हैव जस्ट पुट इन द मॉड्यूल. हम लोग थोड़ा उसके ऊपर करेंगे. वी विल नॉट लीव देम ऑल टुगेदर. बट लेडीज एंड जेंटलमैन, गुड न्यूज इज कांग्रेचुलेशंस, विद दिस वी कंप्लीट द फर्स्ट चैप्टर ऑफ अवर direct tax portion, and out of 5 things we finished 3 things: person, previous year and assessment year. We finished the first chapter of our DT portion, that is basic concepts. खाली definitions ही था. अब टेक्स्ट बुक विल कवर एवरीथिंग. तो इसलिए एग्जाम के लिए स्टडिंग फ्रॉम दिस इज बेटर. टेक्स्ट बुक विल कवर एवरीथिंग, इट विल बी मोर डिटेल, ऑल क्वेश्चंस आर आल्सो देयर, बट अपना क्लासरूम क्वेश्चंस विल स्टार्ट फ्रॉम द सेकंड चैप्टर ऑनवर्ड, क्योंकि फर्स्ट चैप्टर वाज ओनली बेसिक कॉन्सेप्ट. ओके, एंड ऑफ आवर फर्स्ट चैप्टर. थैंक यू वेरी मच.